It is Game 61 of the 2023 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by our dearest pals over at Zappos. The first ever game in California. We come to you live from Lone Mart Field, the epicenter in Rancho, Cucamonga, the home of the Dodgers' Low A affiliate, the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes, as the 30-25 Savannah Bananas take on their arch rivals, the Party Animals. One game better in the season series at 22-21. Here's how the Nanners line up defensively. From left to right in the outfield, it's Michael Deeb, D.R. Meadows, and Noah Bridges. In the infield, third to first, Eric Jones Jr., Ryan Cox, Danny Hosley, and Danny Oberst. Behind the dish, it's Bill Leroy, and on the mound, not celebrating his birthday anymore, but he was when he started in Kannapolis a week ago, it's Zach Phillips.
Yep, and he gets to work with Bill Leroy, the captain of this Bananas defense. And boy, you love seeing the Dannies on the right side of the infield for the Bananas. And how about this? When looking at that Bananas outfield, Deeb, Meadows, and Bridges, all with at least one trick play across the 4 games in North Carolina last week.
It's going to be fascinating to see what comes on the trick play front tonight for Ryan Cox, who is on the edge of history here. And there is Zach Phillips towing the slab tonight for the Nanners, the southpaw. As Josh mentioned a little while ago, although the overall numbers do not look too great, in the 6 1/3 innings he has thrown on the tour before his 3rd inning in an outing, he's got a 1.35 ERA. He's only given up a homer for the only run, 5 hits, a ball 4 sprint, couple strikeouts. When he ventures into his 3rd inning of an outing, 2 innings pitched, he's done it twice, 9 earned runs in total on 6 hits, a couple sprints, a couple hit batters, a sprint, or a steal of first base rather given up, and a 40.5 ERA.
Yeah, and just looking at his last outing, game 1 in Kannapolis, he allowed a 7-run 3rd inning to the Party Animals. He averaged a 5 minute and 42-second average MPI, and that's because the 3rd inning, 10 minutes and 13 seconds. But if you subtract that from his season MPI, instead of a 4 minute 37 average, he would actually have a 3 minute and 49-second average.
Let's take a look at how the Party Animals will line it up against the Nanners southpaw. It's Reese Hampton at the top, Dalton Cornett hitting second, Jake Skoldew up third. You can read the rest of it. Here's Jesse Cole.
Fans, it's time. So on 3, I need everyone here to yell, "Start the clock." 1, 2, 3.
No speakers, no problems here on the West Coast. Reese Hampton, 12th round draft pick in 2018 by the Detroit Tigers, squaring off against the Kansas City Royals 27th round draft pick a year later. Switch hitter will turn around to the right side. And now ready for an 0-1. Quick 0-2 count. This is what Phillips does so well. He pounds the zone. I mentioned only 1 sprint given up in the 6 1/3 innings before he gets into that 3rd frame per outing thrown. And that's kind of how the Party Animals jumped on him for that 7-run inning in Kannapolis, is he just throws so many strikes. They finally found some barrels.
That's exactly what it was. It was truly a barrel party for the Party Animals. And what's more, as Reese Hampton grounds this one over to Eric Jones, nice play, pulling Oberst off the bag, though, and Reese Hampton is going to reach on an early E5 there from EJ at 3rd.
I don't know if I agree, Josh. I think he might have beat that out square off. Let's see if we can get a replay here early. But I don't know that EJ could have got him on that. We'll see.
Early on, I'm already seeing your point. I'll give you that.
And Randy Voss, the base umpire, never said that Dan Oberst was yanked off the base. He just said safe. So I am going to tentatively put it in my book as an infield single.
Feels very fair. I've seen the light already here in California.
Now it's Dalton Cornett, just like Hampton in his 2nd World Tour, although Reese in 2022 was a banana. Cornett in his 2nd campaign with the Party Animals. Ryan Cox between the legs, behind his back to second. It'll be a fielder's choice, and his tour-leading 95th trick play. Only takes 2 batters for him to notch one of 6 he'll need tonight to make it to 100.
And you know just the way Ryan Cox is approaching this. He has been talking about getting to 100 even before leaving for California. You know that every ball that gets hit his way, he is going to try his darndest to get a trick play on them.
That was a doozy. 2 trick plays for the price of 1. It only counts for 1 trick play in the book. But between the legs, behind the back, little razzle-dazzle from the glove magician. 3 Bananas fielders on the right side of the infield for Jake Skoll as he gets quick pitched and Zach Phillips steals a strike. Skoll, a first-round draft pick by the Rangers back in 2010. Spent 7 years in minor league baseball. Fouls this one off. Looks like it's going to reach the stands. And it is not caught by a fan. A groan from the full capacity crowd here in California.
Boy, you saw just about every fan get out of their seats with such anticipation to see a possible foul ball caught by a fan there. That is incredibly cool. We have not seen that very often on this year's tour in these visiting ballparks.
They figured it out fast here, or they already knew what they were in for coming to the ballpark. Skoll sends that one to dead center. DR Meadows backpedaling, and the doctor will grab out number 2 as Cornette retreats back to first.
Number 8, Bryson.
Now it'll be Bryson Bloomer, the cleanup hitter in his first World Tour, a 2-time Banana Collegiate League. A big reason why the Nanners won back-to-back Coastal Plain League championships in 2021 and 22. And boy, is he having a banner professional debut, hitting .339, a .412 on base percentage.
And he is still the tour leader in RBIs. The only thing for Bloomer, kind of a slow series across North Carolina, batted just 200. And Jake Skoll also, again, a slow series for the Party Animals as well. For the Party Animals to have a big series here in California and take the state, they are going to need some production from that middle of the order, particularly Skoll and Bloomer here.
Boy, shout out Danny Hosley for moving Randy Voss out of the way of our center field camera. It's exactly what we needed, Danny. Might have a career in television at some point. Full count now on Bloomer. That will loose Cornette off from first, who's 6 for 10 on the tour in his stolen base attempts. Always got to be careful with the lefty. Phillips brings it home, and it's fouled off. On top of leading the tour in ribeyes, Bloomer also tied for the tour lead in steals of first with 3 and hit by pitches with 7. A dubious honor as he continues to battle here.
Yeah, and you see Bloomer put up a lot of good at-bats for the Party Animals, and this is the thing. They know that they're not really going to be chasing pitches out of the zone. Phillips, a guy who's going to pound the zone so much that they know these are going to be close, competitive pitches here on 3-2 counts.
8th pitch of the at-bat is grounded, backhanded by Ryan Cox. He doesn't have a chance in the world to get Bloomer, who runs very well. He's 17 for 22 in stolen base attempts.
Number
Only 1
4,
swipe bag behind Reese
Thomas.
Hampton for the team lead. And nothing but soft contact for the Party Animals here in the first. 2 infield singles. They have 2 aboard with 2 out for Tanner Tinder Thomas in his second World Tour. For the bad boys of Banana Land, hitting .291, .344. He has been a stalwart in the middle of this order, and he is only 1 stake behind Bloomer for the tour high. He has driven in 38 runs.
Yeah, and we've seen since the month of May just that total continue to increase at a torrid pace for Tanner Thomas. And really, it's a slew of multi-RBI games in that span. By the way, you speak of multi-games. Tanner Thomas in his last game, 2 ball 4 sprints in Game 2 in Durham, his first multi-sprint game of the entire tour.
2018 and 19 Collegiate Banana, he loves to swing the bat. As you see him do there, this one out of the entire stadium, uncatchable. Huge 2-2 pitch coming. 2 men aboard with 2 outs. Phillips brings it home to Thomas. And boy, Zach Phillips and Bill Leroy thought it was strike 3. Vincent Chapman disagreed.
Yeah, and you're seeing a little shake of the head there from Phillips on the mound. And boy, you just saw that jump from Bill, ready to get that ring up. And now Phillips throws a pitch, and that one will be spoiled foul. So another long at-bat between Thomas and Phillips. We're about to see a 7th pitch in this at-bat.
Last one to Bloomer was 8 pitches. Cornette off second, Bryson off first. Another payoff. Bounced foul. Back-to-back 8-pitch at-bats. A lot of arrows being pulled from Phillips' proverbial quiver. He tries to quick pitch Tanner, throws it outside, so Cornett's going to score easily from second. Great sprint defense by the Nanners. They are going to keep Bloomer on third. Tanner Thomas ties his teammate for the tour lead in RBIs with 39 apiece. And what a brutal earned run for Zach Phillips, as the only ball that left the infield was a fly out here in the first.
Yeah, you like the quick pitch strategy, but it comes back to bite Phillips here. But what's really interesting is it caught the Party Animals base runners off guard. Only one run was able to come in and score, and that's because Dalton Cornett was really not paying attention to that ball coming out of the hands of Zach Phillips that quickly. He barely came around and touched home plate before every Bananas position player had touched that ball.
Another big at-bat. Tanner Thomas takes off. Bill Leroy will frame the pitch as Mr. Tanner Thomas now 17 for 18 on the tour in his stolen base tries. And a quick 0-2 count on the Party Animals shortstop in his first World Tour. It was a 2021 Coastal Plain League Banana and his pro debut in Banana Land this past summer in the Summer Series. Backdoor bender doesn't catch the zone. Phillips throws four-seam, two-seam, and cut fastballs. You saw the curveball right there. He'll also work a changeup in from time to time. This one looped into right field. Clutch piece of hitting from Chase Acuff. It'll drive in a grittying Bryson Bloomer. And now 2 runs for the Animals here in the first. Still men on the corners with 2 down.
Yeah, rarely do you see Chase Acuff go to the opposite field here for the Party Animals. In fact, this is Chase Acuff's 6th hit to the opposite field all season. But it comes at the right time, plating another run here for the Party Animals in the top half of the first.
Here's our donut hitter tonight, Sam Claycamp. The extra hitter, if he strikes out, we will give 5 gift subscriptions to the Bananas YouTube page. And over 5,000 folks here in the epicenter will get free donuts, thanks to Duncan. Sammy in his 3rd World Tour, 2nd with the Party Animals. It was a 2018 Collegiate Banana. Zach Phillips, once again, not enthused with the call from Vincent Chapman. That one lined into left center field. It has become a barrel party with 2 down for the Party Animals. Great play by D.R. Meadows to cut that ball off. But Claycamp has a 2-bagger, his 2nd of the tour. Drives in Tanner Thomas, and it is a 3 spot for the bad boys here in the top of the first.
Yeah, and how about that aggressive base running from Sam Claycamp? Got a ball into that gap and liked it enough and saw that D.R. Meadows would have to go cross-body with a throw that he wanted to pull in and try and get another runner in scoring position there from the Party Animals. And not only does it do that, but the boys, they're getting to boogie over there at second base.
The 8th man to hit here in the top of the first will be Joe Lytle. He comes up with 2 men in scoring position. Their catcher, a dangerous man towards the bottom of the order, hitting .305 with a .372 on base percentage in his first World Tour. That one lined into left center. The merry-go-round continues. Acuff and Claycamp both score easily. Lytle on his horse, but he will pull up with a 2-run double as it is a 5-run first inning for the Animals. How about Joe Lytle? He's been turning on the RBI machine lately. That is his 33rd and 34th of the tour.
I mean, he had 4 runs batted in across the series in North Carolina, and he's averaging over a run batted in per game here in July. 5 in 4 games, now make it 7 in 5.
That is a ridiculous pace. If this was baseball, the Party Animals would have batted around. This is their 9th man to swing it. We hit 10 in Banana Land. Extra hitter and DH. Danny Hosby will take care of Jason Swan. And Zach Phillips barking at Vincent Chapman. I didn't get a good gander at the pitch that could have ended this inning to Tanner Thomas. It was a 2-2, made it 3-2. A couple foul balls later, and Tanner Tinder Thomas was given a sprint, and then the floodgates opened up in what could have been a scoreless inning for Zach Phillips. He gives up 5 runs. Quite a margin for the Party Animals defense to try and hold on to from left to right. In the outfield, Jake Skoll, Reese Hampton, and Tanner Thomas. In the infield, third to first, it's Bryson Bloomer, Chase Acuff, Justin Baber, their trick play king, and Jason Swan. Behind the plate is Joe Lytle, and Dylan Porter, the California kid, gets the start.
Yeah, and you're seeing Dylan Porter with Joe Lytle behind the plate, a guy Dylan Porter really likes pitching to. It's starting to feel a little bit like a personal catcher sort of situation for these guys. And man, you look at this Party Animals infield, they just continue to rack up the trick plays. You saw Acuff with a nice bounce pass in the last game to Baber. And Baber already over 50 and maybe an outside shot at getting to 100 before tour's end for himself.
He would certainly have to rev up the trick plays a little bit, but we've seen him grab 4 trick plays in a game on a couple occasions, so he is certainly capable, just needs the opportunities. Let's take a look at Dylan Porter on the mound, who leads the Party Animals pitching staff with those 4 trick plays in as many attempts. And here's what he's done across the tour. Started off in the bullpen, but quickly earned a starting spot and has become just about as a consistent man as you can find getting the ball from the get-go.
Yeah, he's 0-1 here in July, but still leading the Party Animals with 6 wins on the tour. Tied for the team lead, actually, with Brett Helton. And Dylan Porter, a 4.90 ERA here in the month of July. 2 games started, 7 1/3 innings pitched, and really 6 sprints here in July, only 4 strikeouts. It's all about control for Porter that really determines his success out there.
He's got a load of mid-90s fastball, works a curveball, slider, and changeup in as well. A great arsenal. Let's take a look at the Bananas lineup that needs to put 5 runs across to tie the inning, 6 to win it here in the bottom of the first. It's D.R. Meadows at the top. As per usual, Michael D. behind him. Dan Oberst due to swing third. Eric Jones cleans it up, and Dakota McFadden will have to get an at-bat, hitting 5th if the Nanners dream of tying this inning. Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, Vinny DeRubius, and Noah Bridges round out the lineup.
And it's this heart of the Bananas order that is going to need to do the damage against Dylan Porter. Everyone from Deeb to McFadden batting above 300 or better against Porter. They're going to be the key to the Bananas offensive production in this ball game. As D.R. Meadows shoots that one foul, and it could not be handled by a fan.
It would have been insult to injury for the Nanners here in the first inning ever played in the Golden State. That one lined into right, charging in and taking it on a hop is Tanner Thomas. A business decision in an inning where the Party Animals just have to hold the door. But a good start for the Nanners. They just want to keep passing this baton from man to man, get guys on base, and let the merry-go-round continue. We are hitting .341, second best on this Bananas team. That batting average rises there. Now Michael Deeb in his 3rd World Tour. Makes a fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. The left fielder tonight, a .385 on base percentage. Vitamin Deeb, always a dangerous man in the left-handed batter's box. That one fouled out of the stadium. 0-2 count on the former Chicago White Sox minor league product. Full capacity crowd here in Lone Mark Field, serenading us with a little SpongeBob SquarePants theme song. Michael Deeb's walk-up that he has said helps center himself in the box. It's just a supplement to all the work that Reggie Horton, the hardest man in sports, does, who is the true motivational coach for Deeb. Joe Lytle goes behind his back with the throw to second. Bang, bang. But D.R. Meadows in there with his 31st steal in 37 attempts.
Yeah, just a great jump from D.R. Meadows there, giving him now 9 stolen bases here in the month of July. That is leading all players, including more than Malachi Mitchell.
2-2 to Deeb. Cut on and missed. Strikeout there for Porter. By the way, that is great banana ball feel by Joe Lytle as Deeb goes down on the 90-mile-an-hour heater. Thank you, Bryson Wheeler, our track man, where you've got a 5-run advantage. He threw a laser beam to second. The throw was perfect. And if you catch him, you can get a bajillion views online for going behind the back.
Completely agree. There is nothing wrong with what Lytle did. It was a really strong throw. And whether he had decided to go behind the back or not, there's really no telling whether you get DR Meadows just as fast as they come for the Bananas.
I don't think he does. It was a very quick exchange behind his back. Whether he did it in front or behind, I don't think there was a chance to get the doctor. Here's the Nanners leader in batting average, on-base percentage, OPS, and doubles. Danny Oberst in his 5th year as a Banana. Second as a pro, after spending 3 years collegiately. Boy, Vincent Chapman said that one missed down. That looked awful good from here. And Oberst will take it. A 2-1 advantage in the count. And now 3-1. Nanners down 5 runs in the first inning. They're in the business of base runners. Three 3-1. Fouled out of the stadium. Big payoff pitch coming with an out. And DR Meadows leading off second base. That one bounced through the right side. Great piece of 2-strike hitting by Dan Oberst. DR Meadows getting a wave around and a pickoff from, or a cutoff rather, from Dylan Porter as he tried to steal it out, tracking down Dan Oberst. Instead, the Nanners first baseman has his 27th run driven in. DR scores for the 39th time. And the Nanners cut into this big first inning lead for the Party Animals.
Yeah, and of all the players for the Bananas, there is no one better at going to the opposite field than Dan Oberst. How about this? His 15th RBI now since moving back to the middle of the order. That happened on May 19th in Las Vegas. Now, 15 RBIs in that span. Before that, he had just 13 while manning mostly the 1 and 2 spots for the Bananas.
Dan Oberst takes off, trying to track down DR in the stolen base department. That is his 30th steal in 34 attempts, so he is still one swiped bag behind the doctor. Another perfect throw from Joe Lytle. Both these stolen bases have been on excellent jumps and great speed from the Nanners, taking off on Dylan Porter.
And when you look at Dan Oberst and DR Meadows, these are two guys who are veterans of Tyler Gillam's green light special base running system. So it's no surprise that Gillam is trying to get these guys to move up into scoring position, because that's really the key to cut down on such a large deficit early on in this ball game.
Takes them out of a double play chance. Dan was thinking about trying to steal third there. He had such a juicy jump. Instead of 1-2 count on Eric Jones Jr., the tour leader with his 10 home runs, pacing the Bananas with his 37 runs driven in. 1-2 from Porter. It gets the outside corner. Eric Jones telling Vincent Chapman that it was outside and dragged back into the zone. EJ, a former minor leaguer with the Seattle Mariners and Minnesota Twins, knows the strike zone just about as good as anybody. But to Vincent Chapman's credit, Trackman had it as a strike on the outside corner, and it was an excellent frame by Lytle.
And you see the nod from Lytle. He wanted that pitch and got it just like he wanted. And this is the reason why you see Dylan Porter working with Joe Lytle a lot. It's because of framing purposes like that. As Dakota McFadden ambushes that first pitch from Dylan Porter, gets a single into left field. Now runners on the corners for the Bananas with 2 outs.
102 miles per hour off the bat. That's pretty usual for the Nanners DH in his 3rd World Tour. The first man selected for the One City World Tour back in 2021. The Nanners still have life here. Danny Hosley, the 6th man to hit. Here in the bottom of the first, takes a fastball just a hair low. Nanners second baseman turning it on as of late. Had a great series in North Carolina, hitting .270, a .400 on base percentage, lines into Bryson Bloomer, and the Party Animals lead 1-1 as they win the first inning 5 runs to 1. Strong showing early on from the Animals. Let's take a look at why their Brett Helton was the showman of the night on night 2 in Durham.
Yeah, that is exactly right. It is Brett Helton coming in relief. We start here in the 4th inning, and take some notes, folks, because Noah Bridges comes up, 2 pitches, and it's a fly out to Tanner Thomas in right field, 1 out. Now Matt Wolf, he's coming into the game to pinch or to hit, and the clock is stopped during Wolf's walk-up. Now, 3 pitches to Wolf, fly ball, it's a can of corn for Jake Skull behind the back. And another signature walk-up for DR. Clock stops again. Fly ball in the first pitch. Bryson Bloomer, 1 minute, 11 seconds. A new Banana Boat record for fastest inning of all time. And Brett in the 6th comes in. He's doing a 3-2-2. And boy, Baber, Acuff, Skull behind him boogieing their hearts out. He gets the strike there, and look at Mr. Helton, just fired up, showing off the party animals, really repping that showman of the night, and showing it's these guys' time here in California. They're here to play ball. They're up early in this ball game, 1-0.
Look at our beautiful showman of the night, finishing out the series in North Carolina. Former Pittsburgh Pirates minor leaguer, spent 4 years in the system. As Phillips ready for his 2nd inning of work, faced 9 party animals in the first. I went back while Josh was giving you that showman hit and watched the potential strike 3 to Tanner Thomas that would have ended the top of the 1st inning without a run scoring. Looks like maybe it was possibly a shade low. I would put it in the category of too close to take for Tanner Thomas, but he ended up getting the call, and party animal scored 5 runs with 2 outs after it. That is going to be a pass ball on Bill Leroy. You don't see that very often. Dustin Baber barreling down the line, has his 3rd steal of the tour. All of them have been at first base as he now ties the tour lead in steals at first base.
And that's just smart banana ball IQ there from Dustin Baber. He saw the pitch get away from Bill and instinctively knew to take off for first base there. And the backstop big enough that you're not really dealing with a ricochet off of it because it's hit off of Bill's glove. He knew that he'd have to be running back to get that ball, make an off-balance throw. Baber in there safely at first base.
That is not how Zach Phillips and company wanted to start this 2nd inning of work. 1 pitch, the man in the 10-hole is aboard. And now we're back to the top of the order. Reese Hampton started that 5-run inning with an infield single. Soft tapper into the 6-hole. Eric Jones Jr. tried to make a nice play to grab him. Throw yanked Dan Oberst off the base. Looked like it was going to be bang, bang. Oh, Garrett Delano, with incredible reflexes, grabs that foul ball heading towards the Animals' dugout. And still a 1-2 count on Hampton.
So I guess that one doesn't count as an out, huh?
No, I think it hit the ground first. That is going to be a strikeout for Phillips, his first K of the night. And first out here in the top of the 2nd. Now Dalton Cornett, who reached on a fielder's choice. It was the 95th trick play of the year for Ryan Cox as we continue to monitor the glove magician and his progression towards 100. Dalton would come around to score the first of the 5 runs for the Animals an inning ago. This one looped towards center. DR Meadows has a beat on it and grabs it for out number 2.
Number 1, Jake Skull.
With Baber still on first base, it'll be the 3-hitter for the party animals. Jake Skull, their left fielder, flew out to Meadows his first time. In batting practice was putting on an incredible show, peppering the parking lot out in right center.
Yeah, and if you're a fan at home wanting to take a yard card tonight, Jake Skull's a great pick as he lifts this one way off the wall in left center field. Dustin Baber on his horse is going to come around to score, and it's Jake Skull with an extra base hit, and the party animals ready to celebrate another run here in the 2nd.
Jake's 15th double of the tour as We have quite a dance here going for the party animals. Dustin Baber trying to keep up with the rest. And they figured it out.
Yes.
At least the majority of them did.
Yes. Yes.
Jake now in a three-way tie for the RBI lead on the tour with Bryson Bloomer, who's 1 for 1 with a run scored tonight, and now will swing it, and Tanner Thomas, who waits in the hole. What a dangerous 3, 4, and 5 in the lineup.
And Jake Skoll seeing the ball against Zach Phillips early on in this tour very well. He is now 3 for 4 against Phillips, and that RBI double could be big to putting the party animals up 2 points to none early on in this ball game.
Really tight curveball there. 0-2 count on Bloomer. Now Skoll takes off before Phillips threw the ball home. We have a pickle. Danny Hosley now in pursuit. He'll throw it to Eric Jones, who makes the tag. By the way, important to note, that is an unearned run on Zach Phillips, as Baber reached on a steal of first base on a passed ball. If it was a steal of first on a wild pitch, the run would be earned. Just some banana ball analytics for everybody scoring at home. As you see how the second inning ended once again, Skoll picked off. With a 1-run lead here in the second inning and a 1-point lead in the ball game. We welcome in Dylan Porter on the mound with a mic on him, the Oakland, California kid. How are you living tonight, Porter? Well, unfortunately, Dylan Porter sounds like he's talking to us from the other side of the San Gabriel Mountains. I appreciate you giving the effort here, Dylan, but this looks like a pack it in for now, and we'll see if our great folks on the BTV team can fix it in between innings. I can hear you trying to talk. It's like we're flipping through AM radio stations and we found an absolutely horrible one.
Look, this worked with EJ last time. Try and give us a whoop here, Dylan.
Okay, so the problem is, Dylan, is that the receiver is in your pants. We need it clipped to your tushy here, and that might give us a chance. We'll try it later. We'll see. I think we'll try and grab you next inning. Pencil that one into a BTV disastrophe. Party Animals with a 1-point lead thanks to the 5-1 win in the first inning, threatening to jump out 2 points to nothing. It's 7-8-9 for the Nanners here. Ryan Cox, Bill Leroy, and Vincent DeRubius. As Coxie flares that one out of the stadium. Quick 0-2 count on the second-year shortstop. Hitting .281. He has been on fire in June and July.
And you look at just the North Carolina stats, a .333 batting average, a double, 2 runs batted in. It was incredibly productive stuff. We saw the middle of that Bananas infield. Hosley and Cox do some really great things offensively.
Dylan Porter trying to free himself from the microphone setup that we threw on him that failed miserably. And now misses down and away. 2-2 count on Coxie. By the way, hitting .333 in a series. A downgrade for what he's been doing in July. His batting average in June and July, north of 400.
North of 400 in June, and now you talk about July. It's at 400. It's back above 400 as he's going opposite field. That's an Ichiro Suzuki-type slap hit for Coxie.
We've gotten to know him for that across his 2 tours in Banana Land. Excellent piece of hitting. He represented the potential inning-tying run, now pinch run for by Malachi Mitchell. Flash the Kid, the automatic runner for the Nanners, facing everybody in the runs and stolen bases department. 61 runs scored, 51 steals in 53 attempts. Mind-melting numbers on the base paths. Bill Leroy, the 6-year banana, and with the mask behind 0-1, 4 years collegiately, now in his second campaign as a pro. Quickly behind 0-2 as the fastball scoots by him. About a no-look pickoff attempt by Joe Lytle. That was a snazzy move. There goes Malachi. Heater outside. Throw from Lytle on the money. Great scoop for Dustin Baber. But the Nanners now 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts tonight. That is just pure speed getting that one.
Yeah, and we've seen the Bananas. They like to run on Joe Lytle. We saw in Kannapolis Game 2 with Lytle behind the dish, the Bananas racking up 5 stolen bases against him, already 3 tonight. You've got to feel Tyler Gillum's going to continue to really pound that base running strategy here tonight.
It's the green light special base running system, as you mentioned earlier. DR Meadows and Dan Oberst, disciples of it. DR with 1 collegiate season, Dan with 3 of them under the tutelage of Tyler Gillum. Malachi Mitchell, a player for Gillum now for the first time here on this 23 tour, as Bill gets the front door bender, bounces it to third. His 21 collegiate teammate will retire him, and what a play by Jason Swan! Goes across the diamond and nabs Malachi Mitchell, who is trying to get 90 feet closer to scoring.
And boy, you see the party animals fired up about this one. And are we going to see any kind of challenge at all in this ball game?
It's an excellent question. The fans and both teams still have their challenge. We're going to get a peek at the replay here. That didn't tell us anything, but it was a valiant effort. Tyler Gillum shielding us from the play at third, and there is no longer a chance to challenge this as Vinny is behind 0-1. That one back up the middle, and boy, oh boy, is that a costly base running mistake there for the Nanners, as Vinny DeRubius would have just tied this inning. Malachi almost definitely could have scored from second on that base knock.
It just felt a little bit like a greedy strategy, and you're not sure whether that was a decision made by Tyler Gillum or just the confidence of Malachi Mitchell in his speed backfiring there. And it's Vinny DeRubius continuing to hit well for the Bananas, batting .300 here in July, and over half of his hits this season have been extra base hits. He continues to roll and get more and more starts for it.
You see him wearing the shielded helmet there as he fouled a ball his left eye in what was his last game at Lander. He's hitting above .330 last spring. Had a chance to be drafted. Noah Bridges is going to send this one into the left center field gap. Vinny DeRubius racing around third base. He's going to score easily. Bridges thinking about 3 bags, and he's got him. Inning tied at a run apiece on the third triple of the tour for Noah Bridges. 97 miles per hour off the bat.
What a big knock there from Noah Bridges, especially after the Bananas ran themselves into an out with Malachi Mitchell. It's Noah not only getting a gapper that scores Vinny, but using his speed to get all the way to third base, 90 feet away from scoring. And you feel like he's going to start to come back offensively for the Bananas at any minute. This puts him back above the Mendoza line on the season. And really, a .254 BABIP this season, it does indicate there's been a little bit of bad luck on Noah's side offensively, as DR Meadows is going to shoot this opposite field. And how about this? It's the Bananas walking off the second against Dylan Porter.
We're tied at a point apiece with 2 outs and nobody on. Vinny with a single, Noah with a triple, DR Meadows with his second base knock of the ball game. What an offensive flurry, as we are locked at 1 point for each side heading to the third inning. We'll throw it down to Maceo Harrison and the boys as they are prepared to boogie us into the third.
Vinny the Italian Stallion DeRubius, Jared Donaldson, Flash the Kid Mitchell, and Alex Ziggy Ziegler, your players.
Triple double G. Snoop Dogg. You know I'm mobbing with the D.R.E.
Yeah. You know who's back up in this.
What? Top dog, light 'em on. Burn. DPGC, man, turn that. CPT, LBC, yeah, we hooking back up. And when they bang this in the club, baby, you got to get up. Fuck. Yeah, they giving it up. Low life, yo life, boy, we living it up. Taking chances while we dancing in the party for sure. Slip my when she got in the back door. Looking at me strange, but you know I don't care. Step up in this, just a swinging right. Talking, walk if you're down with the sick. Take a with some and take this jet out of town. Put it down for the father of rap. And if you get cracked, just your track. Come back, get back. That's the part of success. If you believe in the X, you be believing the stress.
Get ready for the next episode. Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise for your Bananas players!
An incredible dance there, led by Maceo Harrison. Vinny DeRubius and Malachi Mitchell both have had big parts of this ball game already. Alex Ziegler and Jared Donaldson, the other two to join Maceo in that mid-inning boogie. We're knotted out at a point for each side. It's going to be 4, 5, 6 for the Party Animals here in the third. That one gets away from Zach Phillips. Good job, though, by Bill Leroy to knock it down. No chance for Bryson Bloomer to steal first base. Tied for the tour lead with 3 of them. An infield single his first time, scored the second of the 5 runs that the Party Animals plated in the top of the first. Tanner Thomas on deck, Jake Skoll, check that, Chase Acuff in the hole. One lined and not caught by any fans. And that one fouled off left side. Still a 2-2 count. Backdoor bender never finds the zone. And a payoff pitch to start off the third inning. Down and out. Bloomer draws the sprint. All 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher have to touch this before it's live. Textbook defense by the Nanners. Bloomer, who runs very well, doesn't even dream of trying to get 2 bases.
And really good work considering EJ flipping from the opposite side of the diamond over to third base today. Able to really crash in on that sprint defense well. And Dan Oberst has been doing a lot of extra hitting lately as well. To see him back at first base and just pull off that textbook sprint defense does big things for the Bananas defensively. But Tanner Thomas here ropes one out to that left center gap, and the Party Animals will strike for another run in this ball game. They have scored in every inning so far, and it's Tanner Thomas back in the tour lead now for runs batted in.
It's his 40th overall. What a battle we have between Bloomer, Thomas, and Skoll. Bryson entered the game as the tour leader. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a sprint. He scored twice, but hasn't driven anybody in. Skoll has tied him, and Tanner, with his second run driven in of the ball game, is now the first player on the tour to reach the 40 spot. Chase Acuff looped a single into right field, drove in a run, and then came around to score in that eventful first inning. Now Zach Phillips will bring in Hosley, Cox, and Meadows for a little choreographed dance on the 1-0 offering. And the fastball fired high, 2-0. Peter gets the bottom of the zone. Super Bruce getting a Beco chant going right here in front of the booth. Fans very confused, but starting to catch on.
Beco, 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 Beco! Great work, man.
Hey, great work by you. Thanks for joining in. It's my favorite thing Bruce ever does, and completely unbiased in that. Very close to him getting the big inflatable donut on top of the opposing dugout during the donut hitter. But the Biko chant, a slight favorite of mine. That one chopped towards third. EJ charging, flips it across the diamond. Dan Oberst leaves the bag but comes back down on it. And that is a big first out as Tanner Thomas advances from second to third.
And pretty good work there by Tanner Thomas, noticing EJ charging that slow roller off the bat of Acuff. Knew that he could make it into third base safely. The Party Animals near to scoring another run here in the third and going up 2 points, which would be crucial considering they go up 1 point in the second. The Bananas rally for 2 to win it and knock this game at a point apiece.
Nasty first pitch curveball there from Zach Phillips. Fools Sammy Claycamp, got a booming double to left center his first time, drove in a run, also came in to score himself. Phillips tries to go back to the well this time. Slamming Sammy sees what's coming. 2018 Collegiate Banana. Fooled by the changeup. Nasty movement on that. He's behind 1 and 2. The donut hitter tonight. A strike away from giving free donuts to the full capacity crowd tonight in Rancho. It's a sword, it's a strikeout, and over 5,000 fans here in the Golden State will get free pastries. It's donut time. And you in the chat watching online get 5 gift memberships. What a disgusting 1-2 offering there from the former Kansas City Royals minor leaguer.
It was great execution there from Zach Phillips, and when you're Sam Claycamp, you really just can't help but go after pitches like that. You feel the pressure of being the donut batter. I feel like that's what a lot of the Party Animals batters have felt since the donut batter has come back. And man, I think the fans at every game since it's brought back have gotten donuts, except for our debut game for the donut batter being back.
It was Garrett Delano who denied them those sweet treats. Ryan Kellogg and company hurling munchkins at them. That is just a prerequisite for the free donut they can get tomorrow at Dunkin'. Really nice front door bender. 1-1 count now on Joe Lytle, who had a booming 2-run double his first time. Fouls off the bender. Can we tell Randy Voss we need him in a different spot? That's good. That's going to be a Nick Keldy or Henry Campbell task here. I mean, he just couldn't be in a worse position out there. Just massacring our center field camera. Just about as important of a camera as we have. No broadcast field. It's just, can't make this stuff up. Nasty curveball. Phillips gets his second strikeout of the inning, third of the night. And now he's gonna hurl this ball. Oh, Crow Hop sends it into the trees. Nearly made it to the San Gabriel Mountains out there.
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, direct your attention to right behind me, the first base side. And give it up for
Shades of Napoleon Dynamite. His uncle saying he could chuck a football over the mountain. Nasty off speed and breaking stuff there. Phillips gets back-to-back Ks as you take a look down at Lone Mart Field from the Banana Panorama, and what a special treat this is. How about Big Butta, Connor Higgins, all 6 feet and 5 inches of him, joining us in the broadcast booth. How you living, Big Tiger?
Oh, I'm loving life right day. How you guys doing?
Oh my gosh, so much better now that you have joined us, my dear Fred. Now, this is not an unfamiliar sight for you. In 2019, you played a whole bunch of ball games here, huh?
It is not a very familiar sight, actually. Yeah, so that was before COVID when we just did divisions and not the 6 games a week. We'd be here probably every 10 days I'd be at this field, so I've been here a lot.
And not a bad trip, like 20 minutes down the road?
No, yeah, 20 minutes down the road. I mean, we could even drive here. That's how close it was. A commuter trip, so it was I love this ballpark. Probably one of the nicest ones in the California League still.
B-God, I've just got to say this. I love you getting into the questions here with Connor very early, but where are your manners, man? Connor, happy birthday.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Oh, our pleasure. And not the only reason why we brought you up here. This has been on our minds for a while. We've been dying to get you up in the broadcast booth. You're such an amazing personality. And, of course, coming from 5 years of minor league ball with the Angels and being the hardest thrower in banana ball history, touching 98 in Kansas City earlier on the tour. How has this experience been for you, man?
Oh, it's been absolutely, this is the most fun. I tell everybody this is the most fun I've had in now 27 years of playing baseball. I mean, I'm telling everybody, everyone who's getting cut from minor league organizations, independent ball, you guys come check this out, try it out. I mean, just from the fan interactions to being in a different city every weekend to just the satisfying stories you get from fans of how you make their days and their weeks. It's just been an unbelievable experience.
So is there anything new that you feel like you've learned about the game since coming to Banana Land and starting to really feel out banana ball as a whole?
Oh, for sure. Definitely pace of play. I mean, I think after my first outing in Kansas City, I almost passed out with the pace of play. Thought the pitch clock was going to make me ready for this, but it absolutely did not. This is the quickest you can ever work on the mound, most definitely.
Michael Deeb, a fellow former minor leaguer of the Chicago White Sox variety, flies out. He struck out his first time. Dylan Porter out for his third inning of work, had a 5-run advantage that he was able to secure a point for his team in the first inning, gave up 1 run, and then with a 1-run lead in the second, Bananas strung together single, triple, single from DeRubius, Bridges, and Meadows to win the inning. Now he has a 1-run advantage once again. 2-3-4 in the lineup. Bender gets the corner. 1-1 count on Danny Oberst. Had a nice seeing eye single through the right side his first time. This time it's chopped to Chase Acuff, fellow St. Pete kid of Mr. Oberst, and that is going to be a rare error from Chase, his 10th of the tour. And not an easy play. That one was 98 miles per hour off the bat.
Yeah, and it took kind of a high chop right before it got into Acuff's glove. You saw it pop there off the tip. And Dan Oberst, a guy always hustling out of the box. That's what was key to him getting in at first base and on for the Bananas. As you're going to see if Tyler Gillum tries to get Oberst running here and another man in scoring position.
I actually have a bad blood story about this field, to be honest.
Yes.
So I was going for a perfect August in 2019. I did not give up a single run in the month of August. It is August 31st. I'm pitching out this field. I go for a 6-out save. Was 5 up, 5 down. Kind of stepped off the mound, took a big deep breath. First pitch I threw, guy hit an absolute home run off the family RV left field foul pole, and I still hear that ringing in my head to this day. Still hear that ringing.
So it dings off that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the recurring nightmare in your dreams, huh?
Oh yeah. I was like, never had a perfect month in my life, and I'm like 1 out away. Try to go with the meatball, and yeah, paid for it. Good old Dodgers prospect.
Eric Jones Jr. struck out looking his first time. Former Twins and Mariners prospect. As Danny dancing off first. He stole second his first time on the bags.
He went for winning the inning right there on that swing.
Yeah, EJ was trying to clang one off the family RV foul pole down the left field line.
He was trying to get a little PTSD there, but I would like that one here.
That's a hot shot into left field. And now the potential inning tying run is aboard. Dakota McFadden, with all the power you are allowed to imbue in a human being, will come up to the dish. A hard 102-mile-an-hour single his first time to the left side.
I will take my yard card out here. He has a former host mom in the stands from when he played in Bakersfield tonight.
Wow.
So I am taking out my yard card here.
That's massive. And for all the people at home scoring, any host mom definitely counts as family at the Bananas.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially in D-Mac's book.
His BP today was impressive, so I'm expecting something here.
Oh my goodness. It was unbelievable.
I'm surprised the pine trees in left field going to center are still standing. He was peppering those things.
2-0 fastball. Come on, D-Mac.
Double steal. Malachi Mitchell, who pinch ran for Eric Jones, will take second.
Good call.
The throw goes to third. Dan Oberst beats it, according to Randy Voss. We'll see if the Party Animals challenge here. Feels like it would be an ill-advised challenge to the naked eye. It was bang bang. I would be surprised that a challenge overturned it.
It's still early on in this ball game, so you don't want to ruin that challenge and possibly not win it here, lose it for the rest of this ball game. The only reason you might think about utilizing it, it's because the Bananas have the potential with a hit here from Dakota McFadden to walk off the inning with Malachi on second base as well.
Or even a ball 4 right here to walk it off. Oh, what do we call? Oh,
that is
go.
a sprint.
Go, Malachi.
That's going to do it. Malachi Mitchell's confused. Party Animals get it around the infield, but the outfielder's a step too late. It's going to be a walk-off sprint for D-Mac. His 19th inning walked off on the tour. And the Bananas have their first lead in the all-important points category tonight after the double steal. And now they'll celebrate with a beautiful group dance. I mean, no one is off on this.
No, this is in sync. Frankie Valli would be loving this right now.
And after looking at the replay there, certainly bang bang. Just seeing it one time, I do not think that the steal of third base would have been overturned had the Party Animals challenged. And this is Banana Ball to a T, Connor. Party Animals with a 5 spot in the first.
And we're up 2-1 a run.
Correct. They scored 7 runs in the ball game to the Bananas 5, and they are losing 2 points to 1. We'll throw it down to the young professor, Mr. Matt Grafer. With the Mr. Olympia competition, we'll be back with Big Budda after this.
First contestant, what is your name? Marco Hernandez. All right, Marco, let's see those poses. Let's see what you got. Ooh, nice. The side chest for Marco. Looking good. Buff. Who's fantastic. Look at the pose. Very nice. All right, that's Marco. Let's get to contestant number 2. So what is your name? John Francis. John, great shirt, man. Let's see what you got, John. He's blowing up. He's blowing up. The big bicep. Ooh, look at that. Oh, wow. You're bringing the heat out here. Nice pose. And last but not least, what is your name? Buzz McCullough. Buzz? Oh, my goodness, Buzz. Let's see what you got, bud. Whoa, wait a minute. How do we feel about John? And how do we feel about Buzz? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give it up for
Buzz. Always fun to see who is declared Mr. Olympia in Bananaland, and now guy who's turning into Bananas royalty, Jeremy Guthrie, making his 3rd appearance for the team. And guy who debuted for the MLB PAA with an excellent debut at that. The 127 MPI in his first inning.
Number 2, Jason Swan.
His first full inning, rather, ever completed in Banana Ball.
And tied for the 11th fastest inning of all time in Banana Ball. And the last time we saw Guthrie out on the mound, 2 innings pitched, 3 hits. He allowed 2 runs, but neither of them were earned. He has yet to give up an earned run here in his Banana Ball career.
He's got 9, 10, and 1 here in the top of the 4th. Jason Swan tries to attack early, pops it up right side. Dan Oberst makes the catch.
Nice.
Tough play for a first baseman there.
Guthrie, absolutely unbelievable human as well. Guy's not afraid of a conversation. Will talk to absolutely anyone. Love the guy.
So you've gotten to spend some good time with him here across the
Oh,
tour?
yeah. So actually, his bullpen coach when he won the World Series was my high-A pitching coach last year. So we've had that connection in common and been talking about that. And my good friend from Arizona State actually debuted last week for the Royals, and he got to have a conversation with yesterday. Baseball world is so small.
Hot shot,
Oh, do it.
EJ. Slick as can be.
Come on, Guthrie. Go.
Yeah, Guthrie's got to know that he could be pursuing Banana Ball history here. Reese Hampton's got to get up to the dish.
Number 6, Reese Hampton.
Haber now 0 for 1 on the night. Reese is 1 for 2. Infield single and a strikeout swinging his last time. And he lines it up the middle. Dior Meadows barreling in, has to get it on the hop. That would have been the first ever inning in Banana Ball history under a minute if Meadows could have grabbed that somehow, which was not in the cards.
No. What is his lowest pitch count innings ever had? 4?
That is an excellent question.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great question. Off the top of my head, I can't think of an inning that has been fewer than, well, we've had 1-pitch innings that were walk-offs.
That's true. That is very true.
But in terms of a completed inning,
Yes.
I can't think of one that has been below 6 pitches.
Okay.
Vincent Chapman calls time, dusts off home plate, and boy, he is Ripping this TikTok dance to a T, and now he's going to freestyle.
That's up, Guthrie.
Gosh, nearly nails the 2015 World Series champ with the face mask and does his funky little dance in the infield. He's fired up about it. Talk about a guy who can inject a crowd with some energy.
Absolutely beautiful weather tonight, though. Cannot beat this dry heat.
Colin Cornette 0 for 2, reached on a fielder's choice and scored. You speak of dry heat, and in your summer here played, I mean, over 140 games, how many rainouts did you have?
We had absolutely zero in the 2019 California League season. I've never seen like 140 games in 152 days, and 3 of those were for the All-Star break. That was a true minor league grinder season before COVID.
C3 with the 1-1 count on him. I'm sure the living conditions were pristine, though.
Oh, yeah, that was back before we had living provided by the minor leagues and better pay. We had 9 guys in a 3-bedroom over in San Bernardino. So, I mean, that was a grind of a summer for sure, but that was still one of the most fun times I've ever had playing.
Unbelievable. San Bernardino was the home of Lone Mart Field's predecessor, Fiscalani Field. The epicenter, though, has been here since 1993. This is year 30 of its existence. Debuted with 6,500 seats. Now we're around 5,000 after they've knocked out some of the grandstands, put in cool batting cage down the left field line, a little cantina down the right field. Cornette with his first hit of the night. How about 3 plate appearances for Hampton, Cornette, and now Skoll, less than 4 innings into the ballgame.
Also had a wild story here. So being only 45 minutes away from Anaheim, we had a lot of big league rehab with us. We had Matt Harvey rehab with us one game, and as you guys can see, the ball does fly a little bit here. It's a little dry. He came and gave up 3 home runs in the bottom of the first inning, and I've never seen anything like it in my life with a big leaguer just befuddled. I'm like, hey, welcome to that dry desert air.
Just saw
Matt Harvey, unbelievable human though.
Oh, that's cool to hear.
Yeah, he gave us all catered Chipotle after the game. He paid our clubhouse dues, but I've never seen a more befuddled pitcher on the mound after giving 3 homers to the Rancho Cucamonga Quakes.
Saw a befuddled banana baller there. Looks like Bill Leroy may have been crossed up. It's a pass ball, his second of the game.
Nice pitch.
Big cut and a miss from Skoll. This is what happens when a 13-year major leaguer faces off against a former first-round draft pick. Danny Hosley is going to beat Skoll to the bag. And Jeremy Guthrie.
Unassisted a lot. You do not see that a lot.
You do not. That is...
Danny do it all, though.
It's Jeremy's 6th inning pitch for the Bananas. He still has not given up an earned run. Incredible. And as a guy, Connor, as it's hey baby time here in Rancho Cucamonga, who got up to AAA, which for everybody keeping track at home is as close as you can get to Major League Baseball before an injury and the business of our nation's pastime got in the way. How cool is it to have so many of these former major leaguers grace us with their presence?
Oh, it's unbelievable, and I cannot wait for tomorrow when my Australian teammate Josh Reddick gets here. I mean, we've been keeping in track every day, and he's like, dude, I was keeping track with the Bananas before they were even big, being from Savannah, but all these big leaguers that come around, they could not be more welcoming and just love how talented we are as baseball players and entertainers. It takes a special human to do what we kind of do, and these fans every night just bring it for us and just help us get through all this. It's amazing.
That must have been pretty fun having Reddick on you with the Perth Heat in the Australian Baseball League.
I mean, he wanted to call it a career down under, and I guess the Bananas are still calling to keep that career open. He said he texted me last week. He took some swings in the cages for the first time since down under. Wasn't too bad, so we'll see what he's got tomorrow.
I think Josh Reddick still holds the best Bananas debut for any former major leaguer. Tough to compete with the guy who goes yard.
Yes. And just plays absolutely unbelievable defense. I don't know how he did defensively that game, but I mean, that guy's one of the best outfielders I've ever played with defensively.
He had a SportsCenter top 10 catch.
Well, there we go.
Laid out, made an incredible diving play. Now, Connor, we're going to quiz you on some Bananas history. It's a little unfair of us to do, but the Josh Reddick home run did come against one of the current players on the Party Animals team. Would you like to wager a guess as to who it was off of?
Can I have the month? Was it during the summer last year, or was it during the Bananas World Ball Tour?
Summer.
Summer series? All right, let's see. I'm going to have to go with Party Animal pitcher. I'm going to go with Sean Fluke, maybe. Sean Fluke?
It's a good guess.
It's a great guess. Sean Fluthaber was not in attendance for the Summer Series.
Okay, my bad.
Believe it or not, it was kind of a trick question of sorts. It was off of Chase Aiko.
Oh, okay, there we go. I mean, guy's got a save under his belt. He still counts.
Yes,
still
he
counts.
does.
Chase, there you go. I'm going to have to let him know tomorrow when we get down there. I cannot wait for that.
Now, Connor, in your time in San Bernardino, did you ever get to venture into the San Gabriel Mountains? They are calling my name here.
Oh, absolutely. We actually, before we could find housing, we had an Airbnb up there, and we were there for the start of the season, which is early April, and we did not realize that it was not going to be the San Bernardino temperature. It was 45 degrees, and our host did not let us turn on the heat, and I've definitely been up there. It took us about 30, 45 minutes to get to the top, and that's where our Airbnb was for about 2 weeks. I will never forget being up there.
Frigid, huh?
Absolutely. And I went up there for actually what was that in 2019? That would be my 24th, 23rd birthday. We went to the San Manuel Casino over there. Very cool casino. Biggest in California, I think, actually.
Them apples.
Just kind of walking around and just something to do in San Bernardino on whatever it was, a Wednesday night or something.
I love it. Dylan Porter out for his first inning. Check that. Fourth inning of work. Starts it with a pistol squat. It's the heater by Danny Hosley there. It is 6-7-8 for the Nanners. Ryan Cox on deck. Bill Leroy in the hole. Yeah, that is nasty.
That is gross.
Off speed gets Hosley. Second strikeout of the night for Porter.
And Dylan Porter has been the one guy who has been Danny Hosley's kryptonite on this 2023 World Tour. It is Hosley still batting below 100 against Dylan Porter on the season.
I did not know that. Wow.
Coxey flipped a single down the third base line his first time. And lines this one foul. Not caught by a fan. Now 45 degrees, I figured a guy growing up in Allentown, Pennsylvania would be pretty used to weather like that.
I mean, that's coming off of spring training in Tempe, Arizona. You know, you're used to 75 and 80 degrees, and then you get that. A little shock.
That one well struck to second. Dustin Baber tries to go under his leg. It is a trick play missed. Only his fourth in 55 tries on this tour.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball off the bat of Ryan Cox. You saw Dustin Baber having to go down to a knee to make that play, and then to try and get up and flip it under the leg. That's a very difficult play to try and make there. It's an unfortunate trick play miss for Baber.
How about this walk up here for Bill Leroy? He's twisting and shouting.
A little Ferris Bueller action. There we go, Maceo.
His teammates, little back handspring. All in a day's work in Banana Land. The potential inning-winning run is aboard.
Ooh.
Bill's ready to rumble, and Dylan Porter crow hops a fastball just a bit high. Bill bounced into the extremely rare 5-3-1 double play his first time. Laser beam across the diamond from Bryson Bloomer. Jason Swan returned the favor to Porter, who did an excellent job covering the bag and slapping a tag on the pinch runner, Malachi Mitchell, who was running in Ryan Cox's stead. Coxey takes off. Throw from Lytle. A bit high, didn't have a chance either way.
What an unbelievable transfer, though. Behind the back right there for Lytle. Wow.
Second time he's nailed that one tonight, as Coxey now a perfect 7 for 7 in stolen base tries on the tour. Potential inning-winning run in scoring position. Porter one ball away from gifting the Bananas their third point of the night. And there it is.
It is. Movie Cox.
The sprint ensues. No chance to get Ryan Cox as he passes his third base coach, Tyler Gillum, coming home. It is 3-1 Nanners. Bill Leroy has his 8th walk-off on the tour. And a lot of celebrating early on tonight for both squads.
This is awesome. This is what the fans want, though. This is what they want.
Party Animals took the first point. Bananas have taken the next 3 that were available. And as we honor the members, both past and present, of the military here tonight in Rancho Cucamonga, We'll toss it back up into the broadcast booth after watching the pitch that ended the fourth inning and the celebration that followed it. By the way, I said Ryan Cox passed Tyler Gillum. He never actually did get ahead of him. Good speed there by
No,
Gilly.
he did not. But yeah, Gilly was moving in those boots, which is pretty impressive because I've been in those boots a couple times and I cannot move as quick as he does.
You've been in Gillum's boots or
Definitely not Gillum's boots. I don't think. I'm a size 14. I don't know if I'll fit in there.
So you talk about coming to Banana Land and Tyler Gillum alongside Adam Byron as the coaching staff. What has it been like throwing with them on a team that does not have an actual pitching coach on the staff?
Oh, for sure. I mean, I've never had a coaching staff and players been so welcoming to new guys. I mean, usually you kind of the new guy kind of get pushed aside a little bit, but they have been so welcoming. And I struggled a little bit with command when I first got here, and those guys brought me in the office and they were giving me some drills. And ever since they gave me those drills, I mean, I feel like besides my last dad, I've been really, really good at getting back in the zone and competing. I mean, not a formal pitching coach, but those guys just know baseball and been around it long enough to just give me the tips I need to be successful out there.
I mean, have you gotten any help from any of the Bananas teammates or even the party animals just getting a use for that banana
Actually,
ball?
I got a good help from Joe Lytle when we were in Nashville. He was telling me that I was separating my hands a little too early. That's why I was cutting the ball a little bit. He said he was talking to his dad, watching some video. Went back on my Instagram and watched old videos of me, actually, and it helped me time up my breaking my hands with my knee at the same time. And ever since then, it's kind of helped with that. And, I mean, everyone just kind of wants to put on a good show, have good baseball, and we're competitive off the field and on the field, but it was really nice for Joe Lytle to show me that.
Well, Connor Higgins, we cannot thank you enough for joining us in the booth. Once again, happy birthday, my man.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, guys. Appreciate it.
Enjoy the rest of this special evening and so close to a place that you play a lot of minor league ball.
I'm loving it. Loving it.
There goes Connor Higgins, Big Butta, as he is known in Banana Land. And a front door bender from Jeremy Guthrie in his second inning of work. Starts Bryson Bloomer off with the strike. Meat of the order, 4, 5, 6. Bryson Bloomer to the trees. No doubt, solo home run. Party Animals lead the fifth by a run.
I mean, Guthrie goes to the breaking ball there, and it is Bryson Bloomer absolutely obliterating that pitch out to left field. And for Bloomer, he had not hit a home run since April 26th, which was actually a 2-home run game for him. Now the Boomer gets his 5th of the season.
One of the most prolific power hitters in Bananas history has been a thorn in the Nanners' side here as he's gone to the dark side. He's been a stalwart in the center of this Party Animals lineup from the get-go. Another look at the front door breaking ball, and the Boomer knew that was not going to be contained by Lone Mart Field. This one blasted out to right center field. Tanner Thomas. It was played perfectly by Noah Bridges. That one 99 miles per hour off the bat, actually 1 NPH faster than the Bloomer solo home run. Tanner now 1 for 2, and how about this? Danny Hosley just traded spots with Bill Leroy at third base. And Danny had been playing at the hot corner in full gear. Now Bill Leroy will do the same.
And it's Eric Jones Jr. who has switched over to second base. How about this? The Bananas having some fun with their defensive alignment here in the 5th.
Chase Acuff, an RBI single and a run scored his first time. Oh, 360! Jeremy Guthrie, it's a line drive over the leaping try of Ryan Cox. Acuff 2 for 3 on the night, on the trick pitch from Guthrie.
Now batting number 5, slamming Sammy Claycamp, but most importantly, Donut.
The 5th inning here tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Has had some nitrous oxide injected into it. Wild 3 hitters thus far. And our donut hitter, Sam Claycamp, an RBI double and a run scored his first time, and then struck out his second trip to the dish. Blessed, there were 5,000 folks here in Rancho with free donuts tomorrow from Dunkin'. That one just misses, 1-1 count on the Party Animals extra hitter.
And despite the whiff from Sam Claycamp in his last at-bat, the month of July has been incredibly kind to him. 3 starts in July. All 3 games, he's collected extra base hits, a triple, a home run, and a double tonight.
Unbelievable. Acuff leads off of first. 2-2 coming from Jeremy Guthrie. This one popped towards the stands and not caught. Our good folks from the Golden State still have not made an out thus far. And a smattering of boos coming from the hometown faithful. Another 2-2. Acuff is on the move. This one is lifted towards left. Michael Deeb has it. He is going to hurl this thing back to first. Beautiful throw on a hop. Just a hair late to try and double up Acuff. Now it'll be Joe Lytle, a 2-run double his first time. And after his 2-bagger, just like Mr. Claycamp, he struck out in his second plate appearance. Fouls that first offering off.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier, Joe averaging over an RBI per game in July. The only drawback so far, the only comment you can make on his stellar month, he's also averaging a strikeout in every game in July. If he can just find a way to cut down on this, man, you might see a bump up higher in this batting order for the Party Animals. He has been superb.
Does feel a little special, though, to hide him in the 8-hole when you get a guy hitting .305. 372 on base percentage. And he's got exceptional pop as well. A little too much launch angle on this one. Talk about launch angle. Backflip. Incredidible catch by Dior Meadows in center. His 29th trick play of the tour in 32 attempts.
An unbelievable play from the doctor, and it's Jeremy Guthrie giving him all the credit. The tip of the cap there seals the deal for the 5th here for the Bananas. Wow.
It is t-shirt toss time here in the epicenter. Nolan Daniel and company tossing out merchandise. Looks like we have a fun entrance coming for the Party Animals here. Caitlin Scott poised with her camera for the Ken doll action. And as the intro starts, we pop up into the broadcast booth. Josh Talevsky, Biko Scala. It is BTV mailbag time right off the bat. The artistry is so good. We've got to show it here, and I'll figure out how to get the light just right. Okay, there it is. The Savannah Bananas rule. Thank you very much. Bill Leroy, Malachi Mitchell, Eric Jones Jr., Matt Wolf, D.R. Meadows, Ryan Cox, Michael Deeb, and Jackson Olsen. Is there anything else with this? I don't know. It's just guys' names.
I mean, maybe the other picture got lost in the mail, but this is just incredible artistry. I love the banana swinging the bat, man. This is awesome.
Really good. And by the way, it was written on the envelope. Figured out, Biko. Thanks for all you guys do. We hope to get to a game eventually when you're back in Indy. Amazing. Thank you so much. Okay, that is terrific. Now, for mailbag drop number 2. Another great drawing here. In fact, this actually looks like it was kind of glued on or something. That is fantastic. To the Bananas from Camden out of Concord, North Carolina. Hi again. We were so happy about you coming to K-Town, Kannapolis. We did not get tickets, sorry, but we saw the live. Thank you so much for watching. The fan who caught the foul ball was my best friend. That's Kamani. I was hoping if y'all can get me a ball signed by some players trying to not be greedy. Love, Cameron. Cameron, we could certainly do that, especially for a friend of Kamani Faggart who made the most legendary play in Banana Ball history.
I mean, it was just absurd. And to have fan mail from one of his best friends is even cooler, man. Banana Nation, they know how to show up.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you watching the broadcast when you were not lucky enough to get tickets to Atrium Health Ballpark as we take a look at Tucker Perry eventually breaking his way out of the Ken doll packaging. This is shades of Danny DeVito and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia coming out of the couch. And still in doll form, Mr. Tucker here.
Okay, great work. That's just an amazing reference there.
Thank you, buddy. I mean, the guy's on my phone case. I figure he could be worked into the broadcast here. This marks the end of Dylan Porter's evening, who pitches in 4 innings. But after earning a point in the first, is walked off on in the second, third, and fourth. 2 runs, 1 run. And a 2-0 count here on Vinny DeRubius. It's 9-10, and then the top of the order for the Nanners. Noah Bridges and D.R. Meadows due to swing it. Party Animals lead the inning by a run, but as that one ricochets off the bodacious booty of Vincent DeRubius, the Italian Stallion will be the potential inning-tying run and limbo his way to first base with his teammates taking part in it after him. Perfect time to bring Cowboy Kyle Lewigs into the booth. Were you supposed to be a part of this, buddy?
Yeah, probably bad timing for me to up here. I was supposed to be the guy that brought the bat out and one of the guys that held it. But Malachi and Zach looked like they picked it up pretty good. So, you know, you lose some, you win some. That's banana ball, bruh.
Well, it's great to have you up here, bruh.
Yeah, happy to be here. The speakers were in fact not working earlier.
Correct.
But the spot that I'm in to run balls to Vincent, they're more than working. I think I blew my eardrums out about 4 or 5 times.
Well, you are correct. The speakers here in Lone Mart Field are very much still not working, but those are Matt DeWitt.
They're definitely working.
They're his speakers, and yeah, they're trying to spread it out across 5,000 folks here in Rancho Cucamonga, and you just happen to be at the epicenter of all that.
I mean, I could hear it loud and clear, everything. If you guys need anything, I got it.
It's great to hear that it's working well for you, buddy. How about Noah Bridges? 2 for 2 now. He had an RBI triple his first time. He's halfway to the cycle.
Him and Vinny both swinging it well, man. Coming off of a bunch of good BP rounds, and then, you know, the last game or 2 that we played, those guys are both putting really good swings on it.
Good speed on both bags. Vinny, the potential inning tying run on second. Noah Bridges runs like the wind. Could win the inning.
Tucker Perry just inside pick straight into the Barbie box.
This one looped towards center. Racing in and catching the ball is Reese Hampton, and he doubles off Vinny at second. Good deke from Reese Lightning. Caught Vinny napping, and that is a huge 2 outs for Perry.
That just shows you how smart of a baseball player Reese Hampton is. We've seen this a couple different times on the tour, and he had Vinny fooled there. He thought that that ball was dropping in front of Reese the way he kind of had his arms sticking out there. At the last second, uses his speed, swoops in, and a quick transfer out of the glove and into Dustin Baber's glove at second base. Huge double play as now it's Noah Bridges picked off, and Tucker Perry is going to nail him and get out of this inning in 2 minutes and 56 seconds. How about that?
How the turntables. Now a ball thrown over the right field fence by Tucker Perry. After Zach Phillips did the same to the left field fence earlier, he's going to get back in his Ken doll box. And first and second with nobody out turns into both runners being taken off the base paths and only 3 batters coming to the plate against Perry in the inning.
Ay. It's a head scratcher up here in the booth.
Hachi Machi.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Hachi Machi.
Thank you. That's really good stuff. How you guys been living up here? Let's change the subject.
Fantastic. I was about to say I haven't seen you so speechless since my fiance approached you in BJ's last night after you didn't come downtown with us in Savannah a couple months ago when she visited.
Yeah, there's an elephant in the room. I haven't had beef with somebody like that since, you know, the countless times I've had beef with Josh. But I think early on in this California trip, I think we're doing pretty good. You know, I'm happy to be here. You guys had the birthday boy, Connor Higgins, in the booth earlier.
He was awesome.
Which is delightful. He was very, very nervous about that, actually, believe it or not.
Boy, we just had a juicy collision at second base. Now we've got one of our contestants falling down at third base. That is going to be our winner, who tumbles into the finish line, stepping on home plate. People still falling down off third base. The Dizzy Relay Race. This is a smash hit.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure the first man touched home plate, so I think the second family might have won.
Okay, we'll see if either team or a fan challenges the ruling here.
A lot of action here early. We got DR backflip catch. We've got Bloomer hitting a hanging breaking ball. Ken Barbie. We've got major leaguers throwing 2 innings. 2 pretty quick ones at that. We had 2 catchers on the field at one point. Bill Leroy changed his walk-up for the first time in 16 years. Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and we didn't have speakers, and now we have speakers. And now the man on the mound is actually the man that was protecting our PA announcer, Shark, on field. He's been his bodyguard this whole time.
I didn't realize Shark was on the field.
Shark is on the field, and we've had 2 guys protecting him every inning.
Oh my gosh. Can we please, I don't know if Taylor Finneran is too close to get this shot, but the people at home have to see where our very brave PA announcer is calling this game for all the folks here in Rancho Cucamonga.
Land shark.
Nice.
Field shark.
Nice. Nice. As he's getting real brave here, because Matt's the man on the mound, and I don't think we've replaced his bodyguard.
There he is.
We've got no bodyguard.
Look at Shark and Kyle down there. Now they're just freeballing him. The splitter specialist who came in relief after Hayden Harris replaced you, Kyle, in the 2021 Game 3 decisive one at that of the Coastal Plain League Championship.
I don't remember that at all.
Doesn't matter, the rest of us do. Promise you it happened. We've got video to prove it. Matt threw 3 scoreless innings in that game. Ryan Cox between the legs, second trick play of the night, 96th of the tour.
Yeah, I told him before the game started, I always get this weird hunch that he's going to hit a home run, because he has yet to hit a home run in his Bananas career. And he put one out in BP, and I felt good about it. And I told him before the game, Cox, I don't want to blow your head up or anything, but you're either going to have 6 trick plays tonight to get to 100, or you're going to hit a home run. But it's not going to be both.
You look at our trick play counter there. Coxie 4 away from a Benjamin. Dustin Baber, while you were watching that replay, chugs a beer, blasts this one deep to left, but Michael Deeb's going to track it down just in front of the track. And a quick 2 outs here for the splitter specialist, Matt Malatesta, proud of Brant Beach, New Jersey.
And if anybody had a slow start to the tour and really ramped it up on this back end, it's been, I mean, primarily our bullpen, but I would like to say that Matt Malatesta has been a massive part about that. His innings have been quick. He's been filling it up. You've seen that ball 4 sprint count go down. It's just been phenomenal.
You've seen a dramatic drop in MPI, which really tells the story for Malatesta. And how about this? Just looking at the monthly stats here in July alone, all of his outings so far have been scoreless, as that ball was stung off the bat of Reese Hampton. And
it
boy,
almost got our land shark.
I hope somebody was around Shark. That's what I was about to say.
Not a soul over there.
Oh my gosh, we're at the top of the order again. Reese Hampton 2 for 3 on the day. Couple singles. Heater just misses the outside corner.
And if there's any argument that we're not fans first, the decision to not put the L screen in front of them was surely not to block the fans' view behind them.
This one not caught by fans. And the boos now raining down, more powerful every time that the fans fail to catch a foul ball.
I mean, this place in California, these fans are going to let you hear it, whether it's good, bad, or ugly. It's crazy. They're seeing a lot of stuff for the first time, and their reactions are incredible.
Reese Hampton continuing to battle here.
He's got his eyes set for Shark over there as he hides behind his cardboard box.
Another 2-2 coming here from Malatesta. Lives on the splitter. You saw the heater there. Boy, just missed the inside corner. Those two-seam, four-seam fastballs. Slider works a forkball in there as well, and he gets the strikeout. How about Matt Malatesta, 1-2-3 frame. And in a ball game that the Bananas lead by a point, they just need one run in the 6th inning to double that lead. We have Jesse Cole, the man in the yellow tux, down on the field, owner of this here ball club. Jesse, the first ever Banana Ball game here in California, and it has been a wild one thus far.
From before the game, the sound going out to improv, and now obviously every one action. It's been exciting. California reception here is wonderful.
It has been a special one, and as we go through the Banana-lution of dance, a big one here on the tour. The Party Animals are only one game better by the Nanners, and the Bananas have one more state than the Party Animals.
I know. California got 6 days against each other. It's pretty cool. Obviously, the time these guys are out there working hard all day. I can really the first trick play in the Cox performance. The fans going wild. This has been unbelievable stuff. Really enjoyed it.
It's been a really fun evening. I'm sure it will only get better from here. Jesse Cole, thank you so much. Love you too, Jesse. There goes the man in the yellow tux alongside his wife, Emily. The reason why we are all here on the opposite side of the United States of America.
And now the furthest west that you and I have both been.
Correct.
We're conquering the world, Pico.
Throw Josh in there as well.
Josh, first timer, California?
Correct.
Nice.
I captain.
We are captain. We're taking over the world.
It's like Lewis Clark and Sacagawea up here.
Who's who?
That's what I was about to ask.
All right, it is the bottom of the 6th inning. Jake
Hold yourself together, Josh. We've got a game to call, man.
Lealios, the pride of Tucson, Arizona, the new man on the bump. 2-3-4 for the Nanners. I think you're Sacagawea, Kyle.
I'll let the people at home decide.
Yeah.
Throw it in the YouTube poll.
Oh, boy. 2-3-4 for the Nanners. SpongeBob SquarePants theme song reverberating around Lone Mart Field here means Michael Deeb is at the dish. That's a one-hop to Chase Acuff, shortstop on the first base side of second. Has his first trick play of the night, 25th in just 26 attempts on the tour. Well struck by Deeb, but he is 0 for 3.
It's a little bit off topic, but is there a pitcher that's running away with the trick play category? Like, is there anybody that stands out that really has a lot over the rest of the group?
I don't think it's very off topic, as we just saw a trick play. I think that was a pretty good segue by you. I'll answer your question in a second. Jake Lealios now dancing. Baber, Acuff, and Hampton mirroring his moves behind him. I don't think there's anybody who has ever been a member of Banana Land who has been more mesmerizing and hypnotizing to watch Boogie than Jake Lealios.
He's built for it.
Guy with an accounting degree. Was working for Fidelity. Still is, technically, before this became his full-time job for this eight-month world tour. Boy, he is some absolutely dazzling dance moves hidden away in there. And then when you throw in his performances in the weigh-ins.
And his performance on the mound, I mean, he's an all-around banana baller.
Spent 4 years at Pomona College. Very high spin rate fastball is Dan Oberst. Deep down the right field line. Fair! It's a solo home run. And it walks off the 6th inning. The Party Animals are apoplectic that Randy Voss called that fair. And they can use a challenge on this. You can challenge if balls are fair or foul.
I thought it was pretty clear fair.
I thought it was pretty
It hit
clear.
the left side of that tree that's right behind the foul pole.
Oh boy, from my angle, which is just to the right of you, Kyle, I thought it was clearly foul. So
You thought it was foul?
Correct.
Really?
yeah, we'll see if we get a good angle here. Here's the ball. Where's the ball? It's above our camera. So even if the party animals did challenge us, they cannot reverse it. How about that? Dan Oberst, congratulations on your 7th home run and 17th walk-off on the tour.
We've got a challenge on the field, fellas. There's some confetti popped.
I don't see how it's possible to overturn it when we can't see the ball. I don't know if there's some mystery camera that was tracking it that we have not seen yet. That will be up to the control room on the other side of the country in Savannah, Georgia, to let us know. We hear you loud and clear, Zach. Great to have you and Vincent joining us. And let's take a gator. Hey, buddy. Oh, we're doing good. Okay, here. No, this is not going to tell us anything if it's high home. Well, yeah. Yep, you're right. We are just watching the celebration. That's just not doing anything for us. Yeah, we're still not going to see the ball. I've already seen this, Zach. It zooms in too much. It's above the camera. By how emotionally Chad Reese is talking to the control room, it sounds like we might, but we have not seen it. Here! That looked foul.
That did look foul, guys.
Can we reverse it and slow it down, please? Okay. All right, let's watch this ball. Okay. Oh. It needs to go back. Okay, here we go. All right. Oh! No! What is going on? Okay, here we go. We're playing it. And we're watching. That's a foul ball.
Foul ball.
Foul ball. Overturned. Good job. Okay, thank you, Zach. Wow. It was sweaty to get there, but this walk-off home run is overturned. It's a foul ball.
I'm glad I don't have y'all's job. I'm not going to lie, I never saw the ball until that last clip.
I think I just lost 5 years off my life.
That was the most riveting challenge in my book of all time.
You guys sweating?
Oh, I've been sweating all day, but that just upped it.
That's funny.
That just doubled the sweat
no
count.
Humidity on this side of the country. I've been pretty non-sweaty boy this evening. That ball was close. We're not going to sit here and say that ball wasn't close.
It was very close.
Live, I thought it was on the other side of the pole, but I guess that's why they don't pay me the big bucks. Now the question of the hour is, does Dan go big fly now?
You gonna use
That's
your
the
yard
sign.
card?
I want to so bad. That's the sign of a true hitter. What's the count? Is it
2-2?
Oh, God, that's tough. You know what? You only get to do this so many times. Yeah, give me that yard card.
Wow.
Dan's going to pull it. He's going to hit it right over that man on that poster in the left center, or more left.
Mr. Oberst. Yeah, Vincent Chapman has the count right. He's saying 2-2. And the scoreboard has acquiesced to his demand. Danny's 2 for 2 on the day. RBI single his first time. And he grounds this one to short. Chase Acuff across the diamond will nab him. By the way, Dan was not 2 for 2. He was 1 for 2. He reached on an error by Chase Acuff his last time, and now he's 1 for 3.
Well, yeah, he did have a home run there for a little bit.
Correct. Just getting a whiff of what's going on in the control room. By the way, for everybody in Savannah, you're doing an amazing job.
I can't hear diddly.
That was a hilarious slapstick routine that we just performed there on that challenge. And the important part,
We got it right.
we got the right angle and we got it right in the end.
That's all you can do.
Correct. You're all doing an amazing job. Kirk Jones yanks this foul. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored. Little Red Hot Chili Peppers being played here.
It's a good tune. You like this one, huh?
It's my favorite band, man.
This isn't your favorite song by them, no. It's Snow Hay?
Snow Hey-O, yeah, it's pretty good. But Californication's an excellent jam as well. What an exciting inning. Dan Oberst had walked it off with a home run for a second. It is overturned by the Party Animals, who still retain their challenge. And Jake Lialios has a 1-2-3 frame.
Struggled to get there, but we got there.
That's the strangest 3-minute and 18-second inning you'll ever see.
Oh boy, well, that gets us to the 7th inning, which means it is time to not just give away 1 pair of Hokas tonight, but 2 pairs of Hokas!
Oh my goodness. That means we need a buzzword.
Correct. He gets higher and higher in pitch every single time. That was his 5th or 6th of the game. We ripped off 4 of them on the
I'm on an
pregame.
incredible pace.
Yeah,
Nice, that's really
for
good.
everybody who's been sticking around since before first pitch. It's been a doozy of a night. The instructions here. You have to click the link in the description of the broadcast or the link we're throwing in the comment section right now, and you will fill in all your contact information. Then the buzzword, which is, drumroll, epicenter.
Epicenter.
Yeah.
Thank God that popped up. EPICENTER. Epicenter.
I would have really liked to hear how you were going to spell it.
Not good. Not
Really?
good. I didn't know it was epic. Well, I mean,
You thought it was going to be an S?
I don't know what it would have been.
Maybe double S?
I would have started it with an E. I feel good about that. I did lose my spelling bee in 4th grade. I'm haunted by this to this day. The word chocolate got me.
It's tricky.
Yeah, but not that tricky. Definitely still gets me. Nonetheless, the buzzword tonight is epicenter, no spaces, EPICENTER. And what do you have to do with that?
You have to click the link in the description, the comment section, get all your contact info, and then in the buzzword section,
Yes.
I can spit it out. You want to put epicenter.
And we're not just giving away 1 pair of Hokas, right?
No, we're giving away
How many?
2 pairs of Hokas!
I just had to make you do that again before I left.
Thank you.
Matt Malatesta had himself a 1-2-3 top of the 6th inning, and then Dalton Cornett rudely greets him here in the top of the 7th with a 96-mile-an-hour single up the middle. Cornett is now 2 for 4.
Yeah, and it coming down. We got about 20 minutes left to hopefully get through these next 2 innings. It's going to be interesting to see what the Bananas do back here on this back end of the bullpen. I got to imagine if it's tied or we got that 1-point lead that we're going to go to Hosley. I think I see Dalton Malden down in the bullpen warming up. That means he's probably going to go into the infield, and we'll get to see the nastiest pitcher in Banana Ball, Danny Hosley, tonight.
We just saw one of the nastier pitches in Banana Ball history. The splitter there, cut on and missed by Jake Skoll. 2-1 count on the former first-round draft pick. An RBI double in the 2nd, sandwiched in between a flyout and ground out. As that one is flicked out of play. Can a fan make a play? No. Playing's on top of the
That
batting
one was
cage.
definitely foul.
Yes.
I felt good about that one.
And the chat tonight saying that Josh is our Sacagawea.
Wow.
Congratulations,
I was
Josh.
going you.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I was 100%, no doubt in my mind going you.
I also would have said
No
Nico.
doubt.
No doubt in my
And then
mind.
Lewis and Clark is just a toss-up. I would probably take Lewis, I think, just because, I don't know, that feels right. I feel like my name could be Lewis, and you look like Clark.
Clark Tulipsky.
Yes, Lewis Lewis.
Yeah, that one just rolls off the tongue
Almost
so
as
well.
good as Louis Lewis, who is my alter ego.
I think Kyle's a beautiful name, but Vicky and Chuck, I mean, Lewis Lewis was just sitting there for you. There goes Dalton Cornett, line drive down the right field line. This is trouble. DC3 already rounding third base. And Skoll is going to slam the brakes after taking a trip around second. Throw goes almost into the Party Animals dugout. But EJ able to track it down. And the Party Animals down a point. Now lead the 7th inning by a run.
Not sure where Noah Bridges was playing there. I think it was a 3-ball count. He was a little pressed in for the ensuing ball four sprint, but definitely nonetheless not where you would normally play Jake Skoll.
It's Scully's second ribeye of the night. He ties the on-deck hitter Tanner Thomas for the tour lead.
It's his second double, too.
Correct.
Nice.
Tour lead in RBIs, as I was going to say.
And what's impressive when you talk about 2 doubles tonight for Jake Skoll, he had only recorded an extra base hit in just one of his last 4 series. And now here, game 1 in California, 2 doubles on the night.
It's banana ball, bro.
It's banana ball, bruh. Do they say, does the ball fly further out west? Is that a comment? I know in Colorado, obviously, with the air pressure and all, but
the elevation, I think, yeah,
too.
it's pretty big up.
Well, I mean, this is more elevated than Savannah, correct? It's got to be.
I would wager it. We're awful close to sea level.
I have no idea where I am. If
That's
I'm going
in
to be
Savannah.
completely honest with you. I just go where they tell me to go.
It's a great out-of-context BTV quote right there. By the way, this is Banana Ball, bro, a quote from Jared Orton when we were on ESPN2 last August. Someone called in. Jared was
like that.
He was sitting with Patrick Briordi on the phone. Someone called in and said, "What the heck am I watching on ESPN2?" I said, "This is Banana Ball, bro." Classic J.O. right there. Tanner Thomas trying to take back the ribeye title from Jake Skoll now that they're both tied as the only 2 ball players with 40 stakes on the tour. Tanner 1 for 2 on the night. RBI double and an RBI sprint. Sends that deep to left. Michael Deeb a long way to run. Oh, he's able to track it down right in front of the track. He was cheating in because of the sprint that would have ensued if a ball was thrown. Went a whole long way. Here's Jesse Cole.
The world's tallest pitcher.
Not just the world's tallest pitcher, also the world's tallest athlete by my measurements.
Just anything, yeah.
Find me someone who's taller than 10 feet and 9 inches. You can see what he's done across 10 1/3 innings on the tour. Been awful effective. Really just one bad frame that has marred his season stats.
I mean, excluding that one bad outing happened in Savannah, Dakota still saw Britton would be an above-average tour pitcher this season. And here's the thing, he'll allow some base hits here and there, but he's a guy who can get very quick outs. We've seen 3-pitch outings with line-outs, ground-outs, fly-outs. Really, for stilts, he's going to come at you with a 2-pitch mix, a fastball, and some variation of a breaking ball, and just try and get off the mound and get those outs as quickly as possible.
And something else to note along those lines is he can ride a unicycle, but he can't do it on stilts.
How about this? Dior Meadows grabs that off the ground, flip backwards from stilts, and goes between the legs, fires it in. 2-0 count on Chase Acuff. It was the opposite of what happened in Tulsa when the doctor hopped Danny Hosley.
Sometimes you go low, sometimes you go high. It's banana ball, bro.
Sometimes it rains. 3-0 to the Party Animals shortstop. Lines it just barely foul. Josh, you were saying if you were Tyler Gillum, you would position your third baseman right on that third base line.
Gotcha.
Yeah, Chase Acuff, 5 of his last 7 hits have been doubles, and primarily they have been going down that third base line, practically drawing chalk. So really, you want to see Eric Jones, Jackson Olsen, Danny Hosley, really whoever you're throwing at that third base bag, shaded right at that line to try and get Chase Acuff out.
Chase 2 for 3 tonight. An RBI single back in the first. Payoff pitch coming from Dakota Stilts Albrecht, and that ball is blasted. But Michael Deeb once again makes a heck of a journey to haul it in. All 3 outs recorded in succession by the man in his 3rd World Tour. And the Party Animals have to be content with 1 run on the single and double that started off the top of the 7th inning.
Just doing what the Little League coach is teaching, you know, right off of contact, Deeb just turning around, sprinting, trying to find a spot, getting to the spot, turning around, finding the ball, making 2 great catches in that inning.
It's time to turn. Rancho Cucamonga yellow. First ever banana ball game played here in California. It has been a doozy thus far. Bananas lead 3-2 in the all-important points category, but the Party Animals threatening to tie the game. They lead the 7th inning by a run. And a reminder that our buzzword here in the Hoka's giveaway inning is Epicenter. And you really want to get your submission in there because we're not just giving away 1 pair of Hokas tonight. We are giving away 2 pairs of Hokas!
And what's more important is you need to spell it right, folks. And the spelling is E-P-I-C-E-N-T-E-R, Epicenter.
Kyle did that with his eyes closed.
I'm sweating, that's why. Goodness gracious.
Sexy Sax giving us a heart up in the booth.
So kind.
Good to see you, Brian. Get to look down on Lone Mark Field, affectionately known as the Epicenter. In case you're wondering where our buzzword came from tonight. Jesse, what do you think about our first ever game here in California?
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go Bananas!
Yeah,
He's broadcasted a game or 2 here, huh? That made me feel things because that was good.
This is game 61 on the tour, the 91st banana ball game ever played. I've had the pleasure of broadcasting them all.
I haven't even been here for all of them.
Correct.
How crazy is that?
Although
I missed 4 of them.
that's it.
4.
You only missed 4.
Yep.
Well, questionable. You actually missed 5 because you were not a part of Fansgiving in 2020.
No.
November 13th, the day that lives in infamy. I'll never forget it.
Ration them.
Brandon Sherman starts off Dakota McFadden with a heater that is flown very high and pretty deep to center, but Reese Hampton there to grab out number 1.
It's getting late in this game. I don't know if Cox can pull out 4 more trick plays, but what I think he can maybe do... Oh, I think he's getting pitch hit for. No, he's not. He's still on deck. He could, if I had my yard card in theory, go big fly here. But first, we're going to see the trickiest man on the planet, who was my locker mate our last 2 games in North Carolina in Durham, and I saw him balance an empty juice box by the bendy straw on his nose. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Simply, I don't even have words to describe it.
It takes a masterful understanding of gravity.
It's just objects in general. He was so confident when he grabbed it. Somebody asked him, and he was like, "Are you kidding me? Yes, I can balance this empty juice box upside down by a bendy straw."
Man who defies the laws of physics.
For close to a minute, I may say, that juice box was suspended from his nose.
I don't know if...
Or it was suspended on his nose.
I don't know what's more impressive, that or the full ladder that he balances every pregame. Sherm will take care of this himself. The Long Island native out of Island Park, New York. Former Long Island Duck of the Atlantic League. Good to see him back in action. This is his 2nd appearance since returning from his shoulder injury. And now 1 out away from securing 3rd point of the night for the Party Animals. How about Dustin Baber? Unbelievable trick play. Tosses it up. 360s. Fires it over to first. And we're tied at 3 points each.
We get a brand new trick play from Dustin Baber there, and we get a tie for the 5th fastest inning in banana ball history. 1 minute and 20 seconds for Sherm. His last 2 appearances, 1 minute and 35 seconds. Now 1 minute and 20 seconds.
Welcome back to Banana Land, Mr. Shermanator.
Wow.
You're not entertained, Kyle.
I'm so entertained that I'm speechless, and unfortunately I must leave you guys to go down to do my end-of-game duties on top of the dugout. But I will not be throwing until Sunday, so I will hopefully be seeing you guys tomorrow in the booth, if you guys would like that so much. This is so long from Lewis.
Before Lewis leaves, I think there will be an invite tomorrow, Kyle, and I would like to commend you. Harkening back to our dinner at BJ's a night ago, just one more time. You said you felt like you were going to have some beef with Josh tonight, and you two were incredibly kind to each other.
You know, I've chosen to be kind. I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Josh has some very exciting things going on in his life currently, and all I want to do is support him. That is all I will say. Lewis out.
Thank you very much, Cowboy Kyle. Just a class act.
He's the best.
Speaking of the best, Danny Hosley will come on in relief of Matt Malatesta, who goes 2 innings, giving up 1 run on 2 hits, and picking up 1 K along the way. Danny Hosley's numbers are video game-esque here. No pitcher is anywhere near his stratosphere on the 2023 tour.
Yeah, and Danny Hosley, he's been terrific. We have just seen a 4.27 ERA, though, here in the month of July. That is still a great mark, but compared to the rest of what we've seen from him on this year's tour, it feels like a little bit of a departure, and in his last appearance, he blew the save in the 9th inning to the Party Animals, but then the Bananas stuck with him in showdowns. He got a big strikeout of Reese Hampton, and the Bananas walked it off in the bottom half of showdowns. Danny Hosley, despite the blown save, still picked up a win his last appearance for the Bananas.
He bared down and got huge strikeouts of Dalton Cornett and Jake Skoll before getting the ground out from Tanner Thomas. What a brutal banana ball debut for Justin Quinn, who squibs that to short. Ryan Cox, no time for a trick, just barely nabs the speedy pinch hitter for the Party Animals, who nearly beat that out.
And as much as you want to see Ryan Cox try a trick play in that situation, that is the exact right decision to make there. You are in the business of not allowing any base runners in this inning with the game tied at 3 points apiece. Great work by Cox charging and getting that ball out quickly to retire Sam Claycamp.
We'll see a whole lot more of Quinn over the next 2 games here in Rancho Cucamonga. Put up insane numbers at Oral Roberts University this past spring. Hit .355, a .432 on-base percentage across 47 games played. Was a captain in only his 2nd year on the team. Might be some new banana ball talent. How about Dan Oberst battling the elements? Looks like maybe there's a little wind at play there. We'll give the 5-year banana the benefit of the doubt as he secures out number 2. Lytle now 1 for 4 on the night. The big 2-run double, his lone hit back in the 1st inning. Hosley working quickly. Now it'll be Jason Swan. 4 for 3. Roundouts to 2nd and short. A pop out to Mr. Oberst, his counterpart over at 1st. That one struck well, backhanded. Ryan Cox between the legs, kisses the ball. His 3rd trick play of the night, number 97 here on the tour.
And how about this pace in the ball game? It's Danny Hosley recording his fastest inning in his banana ball career. 1 minute and 53 seconds.
Coxie takes care of both ground balls that are hit his way. Slap a star next to the first one when he got Justin Quinn, and throw a TPO, trick play out, underneath the last one in your scorebook at home as he grabs Jason Swan. And now with less than 5 minutes to play on the clock, we got a good shot at 9 innings tonight. Brendan Sherman's going to be back out there. A wave is taking over here in the epicenter. It's going to be the bottom of the order for the Bananas. Bill Leroy, Vinny DeRubius, and Noah Bridges. The Killer Bees, as they are being known here on the West Coast. We don't have this number because how could we? But Josh, if you had to take a guess, how many times on this tour, which is now in its 61st game, have we had both pitchers in an inning have a sub-2 frame?
Oh, that has been far and few between. I mean, we've got to have only seen that about 2 or 3 times on tour. This, off the top of my head, I could see this being probably the 3rd time on tour that we've seen anything like that.
It's exactly where my mind was as well. Seen just about everything you could see in Banana Ball here tonight. Kyle Lewiggs actually did an excellent job of recapping it when he joined us in the booth. You have the Bryson Bloomer home run. You had the 5-run first for the Animals. Nanners walked off the second, third, and fourth as Bill Leroy first pitch swinging. Bryson Bloomer between the legs and across the diamond for his 27th trick play on the tour. One pitch, one out for Sherm.
And that's what you've seen. Sherm has now faced 4 batters. 3 of them have swung at the first pitch from Brandon Sherman. And here, the ball getting away from Joe Lytle, but it's Vinny DeRubius opting not to steal first base here. He's going to take his cuts against Sherm. And a big reason why he wants that cuts, he's batting .333 against Brandon Sherman on the season.
He's 1 for 1 tonight. Single back in the second. He was plunked in the 5th. And fooled there on the knuckle drop. That is a devastating pitch that Sherman employs to go with his fastball, slider, and knuckle ball, but it doesn't matter for Vinny DeRubius. Nearly takes our drone out of the sky as the potential inning-winning run is aboard with 1 away.
Just a good piece of hitting by Vinny DeRubius. Now a multi-hit game for him. And you talk about all the extra base hits this guy's racking up, but still just finding ways to get on base via singles, ball 4 sprints, the occasional steal of first, mind you. I'm telling you, the Bananas have begun to recognize just how consistent Vinny's bat has been lately.
He does have 1 steal of first on the tour, so that's a good note by you, Josh. Now Noah Bridges swinging a hot bat as of late. A triple and a single tonight. The 3-bagger drove in a run. And he came around to score the inning-winning run on the single that followed his triple. That was in the 2nd inning. Ahead 3-0. Malachi Mitchell, the pinch runner for Vinny at first, dancing around. He's already stolen 1 base tonight. This is his 3rd pinch running opportunity of the evening. Party Animals are going to have to pull this sprint defense off. It's around the infield. Now all 3 outfielders. And it is bobbled out there. Malachi Mitchell scores. The Bananas will take a 4-3 lead into our final inning of the ball game.
And this is unbelievable, the pace of play that we are seeing. Just when you think this is a ball game that's only going to go 8, it's the Bananas getting a very quick walk-off here against Brandon Sherman. And there is no doubt that they are likely to send Danny Hosley back out in the top of the 9th to get this win.
1-out single. That is followed up by the sprint. Here's the young professor.
Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise and welcome to the final inning.
All right,
Well, the young professor gives you the spark notes on what's about to happen. Every run that scores in the 9th or final inning in Banana Ball, if the 2-hour time limit finishes up before we can get to this 9th frame, will count as a point. Bananas lead 4 points to 3. The 6th inning tonight, the only time that a point wasn't earned by one of our 2 teams. And there you get a look at the run through. Thank you to Cowboy Kyle for the last inning sign, which is currently what he's up to on top of the Bananas dugout. As he alluded to earlier, it's ring dude time for the 6-year Banana. That was Noah Bridges' 10th walk-off of the tour. And boy, he's on a pretty wild pace in walk-offs here in July.
Well, we've seen him with a very disciplined approach at the plate. He is seeing almost 4.5 pitches per plate appearance here in July, and 3 walk-offs in the month. They've all come off of the ball 4 sprint.
That's incredible. Noah continuing to turn a corner here on his first world tour. He's got all the talent in the world. It just makes this Bananas lineup so much deadlier when he's swinging a hot bat. Danny Hosley out for his 2nd inning of work. Couple ground outs and a pop-up. Made up for the 1-2-3 top of the 8th he just tossed. And now is behind 1-0 to Dustin Baber. Bottom of the order trying to feed the top here. Starting the 10 hole, and then at 1 and 2, It is Hampton and Cornett. That ball is spanked out to right center, but D.R. Meadows able to track it down nearly 400 feet away. Second straight barrel from Baber off of Hosley in consecutive plate appearances, but this time it's an out.
Yeah, last time Baber got the better of Danny Hosley, ripping a double off the Blue Monster in Durham Bulls off Athletic Park. Ended up coming around and scoring the game-tying point in that ball game. And wow, another barrel off the bat of Baber, but it is D.R. Meadows with an exceptional jump. He read that ball incredibly well off the bat of Dustin Baber, able to make that play.
Foul ball nearly snagged by a fan. Reese Hampton leads the tour with 5 foul outs to fans. You know, his heart drops every time he hits a ball that could be caught by one of the 5,000 folks here in Lone Mart Field. Hampton 2 for 4 on the night. Couple singles, couple strikeouts. And victim of the nasty Vulcan changeup. And is supplemented by a 12-6 curveball and a low 90s fastball from Danny Hosley. That one tapped to the right side and bobbled out there, but able to hang with it. Good work by Eric Jones Jr. Party Animals down to their final out. How about Danny Hosley's evening? Started at second base, played third base in catcher's gear, then caught the rest of an inning after the first out was achieved. He traded spots with Bill Leroy, and now he is trying to earn the W. He's faced 5 batters and gotten 5 outs. Dalton Cornett stands in the way. That one fouled out of the building.
And this is a Party Animals team that when you look at their 9th inning batting statistics, they are batting below the Mendoza line at 197 as a team. Danny Hosley, the main reason, but Dalton Cornett has just hit a home run to tie this ball game up. Dalton Cornett, his last 2 home runs on the tour have come against Danny Hosley, and this one ties it at 4.
DC3 has flame coming out of his eyeballs. The power he had early on in his second World Tour has come back in full force. That is his 7th ding-dong, and all of a sudden, down to their final out, it is a 4-4 ball game, and Hosley now has to face the dangerous Jake Skoll.
I mean, that is arguably the most clutch piece of hitting we have seen in any game on tour so far. And Dalton Cornett, with 3 home runs this month, just has found his stroke at the right time for the Party Animals.
And by the way, his first home run was in the first game on the tour in West Palm Beach in what was a 2-2 game in the 9th inning. Put the Party Animals ahead, and then the Bananas, with a Noah Bridges 2-run double and a Dalton Malden walk-off double, would come from behind and win it. That is the last time that the Bananas had a lead in the season series. They are 21-22 against their arch rivals as Skoll tumbles out of the box on the swing and a miss. Since it is incidental, he will not get a double strike called on him. 2-2 coming here from Hosley, and the count runs full. Skoll 2 for 4 with a pair of doubles. And that one gets the outside corner. Jake thought he was going to be the go-ahead run on base. He's pleading his case with Vincent Chapman. Trackman had it as a ball, so looks like Jake has a good argument here. But Vincent has the final say and will send us to the bottom of the 9th as you get one more look at a great frame by Bill Leroy. We really don't have the best angle here in the epicenter for seeing what a ball and a strike is. From that center field camera tilted toward the right field side, looked pretty good on the replay. But like I said, really tough to see what is on and off the plate from our vantage point here. Well, just when I said this game has had just about everything, Dalton Cornett notches his 3rd hit of the night. And with the Party Animals at death's doorstep tonight in the first of 6 games in California, they have found new life but we'll need Garrett Delano facing the top of the Bananas order to keep the Nanners off the board to send this thing to tiebreaker showdowns.
Yeah, and you had the feeling with Garrett Delano not in the lineup for the Party Animals tonight that they were going to use him at some point as part of this pitching plan. And now they put in their best pitcher this season in the most critical situation, which is something that Garrett Delano has wanted, a big reason of why he's moved to the bullpen and kind of into this closer's role for the Party Animals. And this is still the guy who is the Party Animals leader in lowest earned run average on the tour.
Hot shot, backhanded by Chase Acuff. Smooth as silk, as per usual. And one pitch, one out for the kid out of Callahan, Florida. Delano, a 2018 Banana, now in his second world tour with the Party Animals. Spent 4 years at Brown University, Ivy League ball, and then finished up at Mercer, just a couple hours west of our city by the sea. We are now 2 for 4. Michael Deeb working on an 0 for 3 night. Goodwood on this one. Reese Hampton turns his back to home plate, but is able to track it down. That is what an 80 grade outfielder, as far as prospects projected him when he was in the Detroit Tigers organization, will do. He makes that look so easy.
Yeah, you thought that ball, well, it made Reese Hampton turn around very quickly, but eventually found the ball and positioned himself in the proper way to make that catch. And now this is the matchup that we were expecting and waiting for. Dan Oberst versus Garrett Delano. Power on power. And so far, it is still Oberst who has come out on top, batting over 500 against Delano on the tour with a home run to boot.
Big cut and a miss. Dan behind 0-2 against his sparring partner. They were battling in jiu-jitsu earlier today in LA. Now they meet each other 60 feet and 6 inches apart. Dan spits on the 0-2 curveball. Nanners first baseman 1 for 3, an RBI single in the first. Reached on an error and scored in the third. Rounded out to his fellow Floridian, Acuff his last time. And gets a steady dose of benders. Looked like a cutter there. And we are going to showdowns. Here's the young professor.
To score. If they are able to do so without the other team answering back, they will win. Also, a home run over the wall will win the whole thing. This is as high stakes as it gets, ladies and gentlemen. Make some noise, Rancho, Cucamonga, and welcome to the showdown! On the mound for your Savannah Bananas, please welcome Danny Hosley. Your fielder is Noah Bridges.
As the young professor said, Hosley still on the bump. Whereas the final 2 innings for the Bananas had gotten 5 straight outs before the Dalton Cornett solo home run tied this thing up at 4-4. In the top of the 9th inning, Hosley was then able to strike out Jake Skoll looking, send it to the bottom of the 9th. Garrett Delano got a ground out, fly out, and strikeout from the top 3 hitters in the Bananas lineup.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the
And now Hosley faces off against the leadoff hitter for the Party Animals, Reese Hampton. Always the man to swing at first in showdowns because of his incredible combination of speed, power, and contact ability. Lines that one down the left field line. It is big time trouble. Noah Bridges is on his horse going after it. Gonna have to grab it off the wall. Hampton barreling around third. Bridges fires it over the head of Denny. Now Denny able to grab it. No chance though, either way, to get the speedy Hampton, who give Party Animals a 5-4 lead. And now the Nanners will need it inside the Parker to send this to round 2.
Well, the last time Hampton faced Hosley in shut-ins, it was Hosley coming away with the showdown shutdown on a strikeout. And instead, Hampton had the confidence. He had the feeling that Danny Hosley was going to go first pitch heater to him, slapped it down that left field line, and that's what makes Reese Hampton so dangerous. He's a guy who can pull it down the right field line or take it to the opposite way, and you saw that speed burning on the base pass earn the walk-off there for the Party Animals.
And now we are going to have a rematch of the at-bat that sent this thing to showdowns. Danny Oberst, first man to swing it in showdowns. Last time he faced Delano, it was that very same game in Durham. Was plunked by a 1-0 bender and scored the game-winning run from second on the Eric Jones walk-off that was notched to center field. It all comes down to this. Game 1 of 6 here in the Golden State. And Dan grounds that one left side. Chase Acuff is in hot pursuit. Oberst around first. The ball nearly gets to the warning track. Dan coming around third. Throw from Acuff. No chance. It's 5-5. We're going to round 2 in showdowns.
And how about that? Chase Acuff nearly played Dan Oberst precisely. And what looked like a slow dribbler off the bat just continued to roll out there in left field. And it was Dan Oberst getting on his horse and scoring there. Round 2 of showdowns coming up.
Danny Hosley back out on the bump. The young professor explaining to the full capacity crowd here in Rancho Cucamonga that there will be no fielder here in round 2. So Hosley is alone out in the field. And it's going to be Bryson Bloomer to swing it. He's had a great night. He is 2 for 3 with a solo home run, 3 runs scored, and a ball 4 sprint. And it's going to be the 12-6 curveball for strike 1. Same pitch, same result. This time a sword for the Bloomer. 0-2 from Haas. And he goes with the bender once again. That one didn't even make it to home plate. Danny Hosley comes up with the huge punch out. And now the Nanners will just need to score on Garrett Delano without a fielder behind him here in round 2 of showdowns.
I mean, from the first pitch of that at-bat to Bryson Bloomer, Danny Hosley was fully in control of that at-bat. Just a great blend of pitches, and what you saw, he goes to the breaking ball on 0-2. Bloomer spits on it, and then that's when Hosley goes back to the heater, the pitch that he is confident in, and Bloomer just could not catch up to it. Big punch out from Hosley. Now the Bananas just need to put this into play somewhere deep out into the outfield.
Eric Jones Jr. is incredible at doing just that. His last 3 showdown at-bats, a booming shot off the high wall in Kansas City against the Monarchs that ricocheted nearly all the way back in the infield because he hit the ball too hard and he was out at home plate. Then he did the same thing in Tulsa and was once again out at home plate on the controversial call that birthed challenges. And his last time, a fly ball to center that won Game 1 in Durham.
And here is where this gets very interesting. This is Garrett Delano's 3rd inning in showdowns. And what is interesting, he will be the lone fielder here, but this is a man who has played the infield in his college career and the outfield as well. So he's a man well-versed in being able to make a strong throw home if need be.
Excellent stop there by Joe Lytle. 1-1 count on Eric Jones Jr. 1 for 3 on the night. Single back in the 3rd inning. He fouls this one off barely. The count of ball and 2 strikes. We'll see what Garrett Delano turns to here. trying to get a huge strikeout. The 1-2. Back up the middle. Delano's not even going to try. EJ racing around first. That thing bounces off the wall. And the Savannah Bananas, in the second round of showdowns, are going to win 6 points to 5 and take game 1 here in California.
Great piece of hitting there from Eric Jones, and a devastating loss there for the Party Animals. And here's where the credit lies. Eric Jones turning up the swing there, poking it into center field, and it's Garrett Delano. You have to go out there and get that ball, but just the throw of the cowboy hat immediately after giving up that Jones single, you never know if maybe that little fraction of time where you're throwing the cowboy hat could have aided you in any way, but nonetheless, it's the Bananas coming away with the win and evening the season series at 22 games apiece.
Here's Bill Leroy to shout out himself and his teammates.
Up next, our wonderful coaches, Coach Adam Byron and Coach Tyler Gillum. And of course, our entertainers, fastest man in Banana Ball, Ben Mitchell. Our bad trickster, Alex Ziegler. The tallest man in sports, Dakota Stitz, all written. And last but not least, our dancing first base coach, Maceo! And our pitchers and reserves, Cowboy, Kyle Louise, Zach Phillips, Jared Donaldson, DJ the Invader, Ryan Kellogg, Nolan Daniel, Matt Malatesta, Jeremy Guthrie, and Connor Higgins. Coming up next, walking off the game, number 3, Mr. Aaron Jones. Up next, you know him, you love him. Oh, hey, baby. The Savannah Bananas, Hawk Rod, number 9, this Slugger, also still around, and he's showdown with the legend, Reginald Martin, Mr. Danny Evers. And pitching, the showdown, the closing of the game, number 18, Danny Haslett. Our trick shortstop, our gallant magician, number 6, Mr. Ryan. Our center fielder, Paul Hamilton, he's the doctor, number 5, Dino Orlando. Coming up singing his own song, new single, Miss You Love You. Check it out on Spotify, Dalton Logan. Stallion, coming out to the mound, Benny Derubian. Coming up, beating his chest, number 24, Dakota McFadden. Bringing the groove to the mound, number 7, the Mailman, Marco Bunting. to meet you, sign autographs, and take pictures. Banana Nation, you guys have been wonderful. We love you. We'll see you outside.
The 91st Banana Ball game of all time. 61st of this tour to kick off the 21st stop here in 2023. And boy, oh boy, it did not disappoint. Biko Scala, Josh Talevsky back up in the booth. That was a roller coaster ride of emotions from start to finish with the Party Animals 5-run inning right out the get-go. Nanners win the next 3. Party Animals storm back and tie this thing at 4-4 with the Dalton Cornett homer when they were down to their final out. We go to 2 rounds of showdowns, and Eric Jones deals the final blow for Bananas' victory.
And when you look at the high volume of scoring, especially early on in this ballgame, it's a big reason why the pace of play was incredibly slow to start.
Yeah.
And then at the end, you get sub-2 innings from Danny Hosley, Brandon Sherman, a quick Bananas walk-off off of Sherm in the bottom of the 8th, and that sends it to the 9th when just chaos ensues. 2 outs, Dalton Cornett goes deep, and then 2 rounds of showdowns. 2 rounds of showdowns! I mean, what more can you ask for?
I don't think there's anything. I really do not think there is anything. We have 6 games on the ledger here in California. Now 1 has been crossed off the book. And as you mentioned, right before we tossed it down to Bill Leroy and the boys, the Bananas have now tied the season series at 22 games apiece. 22 wins, 22 losses, 2 ties, which will never happen again in Banana Ball history. And that's a story for another time. But all of a sudden, if the Nanners can get a win tomorrow night here in Rancho Cucamonga, they will have their first advantage in the season series against the Party Animals since February 17th, opening night in West Palm Beach, Florida.
And again, you've got to feel like the momentum is in their favor. We said this after they won in showdowns in Durham Game 1. Then the Party Animals bounced back with the key victory. So you've seen the Party Animals. They are not giving up immediately following tough challenge, or not challenger, but tough showdown walk-offs, and man, the Bananas, they're going to turn to Jared Donaldson on the mound tomorrow. And again, this is where the series is going to be incredibly critical. It's how do these pitching staffs get managed? We saw both of the teams do a very good job handling their bullpens in tonight's game. Both bullpens very effective overall, but the Bananas still with a little bit of a leg up in terms of their starting pitching, and having Jared Donaldson to turn to tomorrow really feels like this may be their first shot at getting back above 500.
Could not agree more. The Party Animals would counter with they probably send Sean Fluke to the mound tomorrow. We will see. He'll either start tomorrow or Sunday, I would wager, but you want to start him tomorrow so that you can try and get him a start early next week on the games that will be going on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday in Fresno, San Jose, and Sacramento. Not in that order, I don't believe. Anyway, I digress. Sean Fluke has been unbelievable. Probably the best starter on the tour as far as numbers go when he is getting the ball from the jump.
I mean, the ERA is below 3 for him in terms of his starting pitching on the season. And since the month of June, since we've gotten into the dog days of the summer, Sean Fluke has been the ace of the Party Animals rotation. Huh? What? There you go, man. I mean, it is going to be another excellent pitching matchup. And really, it's a tale of how the offenses can manage against the bullpens and these starting rotations.
Yeah, I was correct. I did put that out of order. It's going to be San Jose, Fresno, and Sacramento. But, boy, what a jump we've gotten here on the California leg of the tour, which is just about as wild as it gets. There will be 6 games in 9 days overall. Tomorrow night, we're going to be live with the pregame show at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time. First pitch will be at 7 p.m. once again, and then on Sunday, it is going to be a 1 p.m. Pacific start. So these next 2 games are going to occur in a flurry, and boy, oh boy, if they have an ounce of the drama and the absolute shenanigans that occurred on the field here tonight in Lone Mart Field, I mean, sign me up.
I mean, this is arguably the best game that we've seen start in a singular state
Yes.
all tour. Just an all-time game in the top 5 for me on this year's World Tour.
Could not agree more, and that is high praise when that was just Game 61 that you saw right there. We can't thank you all enough for watching here on Friday night out of California. And boy, oh boy, I can't wait to see what happens on the morrow. Let us decide here. Well, we have nothing in the decision. We have been sent a name, and you will hear who will be winning not just one pair of Hokas tonight, but yes,
2
Okay, let me get my notes together. All right. It is one pair of Hokas apiece. Those are the rules. Our first winner, drum roll, please. Sandra Cook. Sandra Cook, congratulations. You have one of our 2 pairs of Hokas going to you tonight. And the other pair, drum roll, please, Josh.
Tap, 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 tap.
Okay, that'll play. Chad Rothlin. Chad Rothlin, congratulations on snaring our other pair of Hokas being given out this evening. Thank you so much to everybody who played and who entered into our competition. Thank you to Zappos for sending a pair of Hokas per game out to the people, or in tonight's case,
2 pairs of Hokas.
Exactly. Yeah, that's about your 13th of those you have to give out to.
I just don't know how many I can.
Yeah, the dregs of your power here. I'm sorry. We've pushed you.
You gotta have a voice tomorrow.
Yeah, we've never pushed you this hard on the 2 Hokas point on the entire tour. We will be giving away at least 1 pair of Hokas tomorrow night. We'll see if it is 2 or not. Millicent Bean Supreme, as Josh mentioned earlier, will actually be one of the people visiting Disneyland. Disneyland is what they have out here in California on Sunday. So we'll see if she can do it remotely. But if she can't do it on Sunday, we are once again going to be giving away 2 pairs of Hokas! Way to really dig deep and push that one out, Josh.
Thank you.
Incredible performance by you.
This is my Iron Man game.
Oh, my gosh. This is like the Michael Jordan flu game for you, man. Yeah. Really, really good work by you. Bloody sock, Kurt Schilling. I don't know why I would bring up such a terrible memory for me. All right, let's shout out the cast and crew that made this thing happen. It all starts in Savannah, Georgia with our amazing control room. Everybody who is making it happen. 3 hours in the future over there on the other side of the United States of America. Our director, Keegan Woods, directing tonight. Keegan, we put you anywhere. You're a superstar. Our technical director, pressing all the right buttons, taking trips to FedEx and the airport to send us really important equipment that we have forgotten. And, of course, the brains of all of our technology. Griffin Ellis, you are a superstar. You don't need to hear it. On audio, one name, you know him, you love him. It is Kwanzi on the 1s and the 2s. On the scorebug, Michael Basista. On the graphics, it's Julia Massey. And on the statistics on those graphics, it is Mikey O'Connor. Talk about a 3-headed monster that I would truly put up against any graphics team on any broadcast team in the entire world. And when we come here to Rancho Cucamonga, our producer, our coordinating producer of BTV, Mr. Chad Reese, our first base cameraman, Taylor Finneran, on third base across the diamond, the Iron Horse of BTV, Emerson Elmgren, a dynamic duo that is superb on both bags. On high home, on the roof, it is Clayton Franklin, the best in the biz, our center field cameraman. You saw him right there, Chris Haynes. What are you doing up in that lift, buddy? Come down. Get back with us, my friend. On the wireless camera, Henry Campbell, a man who was meant to be in California. On the drone, Nick Keldy, flying the banana panorama all over Rancho Cucamonga. Our moderators in the chat, Scott Thompson and Colbyte_. You two are incredible. It is a whole nother world in that comment section, and we couldn't do it without y'all. Josh Talevsky, incredible on the color commentary.
Biko, you rocked the play-by-play tonight. Can't wait for Game 2 tomorrow, buddy.
It's going to be a blast. Thank you so much to Kyle Lewigs and Connor Higgins, the birthday boy, for joining us in the booth. Thank you to Dylan Porter for trying to be mic'd up. Same goes to Mr. Jesse Cole, who is one of our executive producers of BTV, alongside his wife Emily Cole and his father Kerry Cole and his partner in crime, our president Jared Orton. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. Bananas win a thriller in 2 rounds of Showdown, 6 points to 5. They have evened the series up with the Party Animals, 22 games apiece. We'll see if they can get their first lead since opening night tomorrow night. It will be first pitch at 7 p.m. Pacific. And until then, of course, we will see you later!